That's a hell of a trombone right there.
You know, he loved it. But he has pictures of him that actually, the visuals of it made me laugh. So I encourage you to check out those videos. All up at Toucher and Hardy or at Fred Toucher. And it's an exciting day because I've asked, well, first of all, because Tyler Milliken's cousin's here, our intern.
Oh, no.
And you remember, ladies and gentlemen, that tonight is the game one of the NBA Finals featuring One and Let It Ride. Just let it ride, baby.
Really?
Oh, no. I have
No, that's come on. We need the whole thing.
Yeah. Get up, people. It's the NBA Finals. This is going to get you going.
He was more like single zero for a logo 3. He doesn't mind, but what he said was, I am the one.
He doesn't mind, but
Celtics will dance on the floor in the finals. Scal said he is the one. Celtics will dance on the floor in the finals. He told me his name was JT as he hit step back 3. Then every head turned with eyes of being the one. Celtics will dance on the floor in the finals. People always told him, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking Reggie's heart. And Felger always told him, be careful of who you want. And be careful what you do, because the Celtics are the
here
truth.
comes the home run.
Jason Tatum is a Celtics player. He's just a guy who will give your team 51. Indiana is JT's son. Watch him slam dunk for an A1. JT is number 1.
And what's exciting is that we have a new song for him today, but also I sent him
He has a new song for us.
Yeah, he wrote it. And I saw how he wrote them because he came up to me after the show on Tuesday and he was holding all these Post-it notes. This is not a joke. And he was holding all these Post-it notes because he writes them when he's answering phones in the other room because no one calls in, so he just does that. And he came up to me because I have another song for Hardy. Mm-hmm. And I went, great, hand it to him. But he had a bunch of Post-it notes. But I sent him to my house because I know Hardy's excited about this because I'm going to Hofstra today.
I hadn't heard that. Is that right?
I am.
What's Hofstra?
It's a university in Long Island.
Oh. Why are you going there?
My agent. I got to speak at the Talkers Convention.
Oh, that's right. I heard something about that.
It's a fireside chat. But I forgot because I my backpack is stuffed with my stuff I'm taking on the plane. Like it's got my computer and stuff because I have to go home, get in a lift, and go right to the airport. But I forgot something that I have that I'm supposed to give Kendra, and I sent
Milliken's
cousin to my house. My house, it took me 10 minutes to get there, about 12 minutes for me to get here this morning. I sent Milliken's cousin at 20 till 6. It's 6:08, and he's still not arrived at my home.
No way you sent him at 20 till 6 because you.
No, we met, dude, at 5:45, and I had sent him before we met. So I'm not that far off. I mean, if I'm far off, it's only by a couple minutes. We met in that room at 5:45. I got here at 5:40. I asked you, is it cool? Do you think it's cool if I send Milliken's cousin to my house? And you said, yeah, I think it's fine. So then I gave him. So no. Before 5:45, he left for my house.
Maybe he's got one of those tiny scooters that doesn't go very fast. One of the
he just got
the
there.
10-inch wheels keep everything moving along nicely.
Yeah, he just got there.
Okay.
He is wearing a chain like you wouldn't believe because I can see him on my ring.
Now, I was going to say, according to your ring, you don't have him on a Life 360. You're not tracking the intern's movements 24/7.
Well, it depends how close I get with him. Oh, he's having all kinds of trouble getting into my house. Come on, buddy.
Watching this in real time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on, buddy. You can do it. There's only 2 keys on that keychain.
Oh, you snapped it off in the padlock.
Oh, that's a shame.
Oh, I'm not kidding, dude.
Oh, no.
Is he in yet?
He's checking to see if he's at the right door. No, he's leaving. He left.
No, he's there.
I know, but on the camera, I saw him walk away from the door.
Oh no!
Are you kidding me, dude?
Somebody call him.
Do we have Tyler Middleton Cousins' number?
Yeah, I've got it.
Yeah, so we got to
Nick, call him and tell him that to lift the
Now,
door.
wait a second.
God.
What if that was him leaving?
No, it's him getting there. I'm watching it.
Now he's back live.
No, he's still screwing around with the door. Oh, he got in. All right, he got in. He figured out how to get in.
Okay.
It took him 2 minutes to figure out how to get in.
All right.
There's 2 keys.
One hurdle cleared.
There's a car key, there's a key to my ex-wife's house, and there's a key to my house. That's all the keys.
He was more like single zero for a logo 3. He doesn't mind, but what he said was, I am the one. Celtics will dance on the floor in the finals.
He asked me, do you live in Waltham? And I said, no. Is that a problem? I live in the next town over. Like I lived on the north or south shore, I wouldn't have sent them. But I mean, it for real took me.
Very close.
Because I took 95 here today.
Oh.
So that if I take 95,
Yeah.
I can get on, because you're going down Route 9. The reason it doesn't make any sense to take it back is Route 9. But if you take Route 9, there's no traffic. I mean, you're getting here it's like 8 miles. I'm
Yeah,
getting
why
here in
don't
like 8 minutes.
Take Route 9 west to 128 north for a couple exits, and you're there. It's easy.
Or 95,
Yeah,
as
but
it's advertised
It's
on the road.
128 here. We can go round and round on this again if you want.
It's a federal highway.
Okay. It's also
Paid
a local
for-
highway.
It's paid for it's maintained by the federal government, by our federal taxes.
And from Lynn to Canton, it's 128. It's fine.
And from the top of the country to the bottom of the country, it's I-95. It's the same
until it gets
The
here.
same I-95 that goes through South and North Carolina is the same
It's both.
I-95 that goes through
and
here.
here it's both. It's 128 and 95.
Fine, it's both. But I'll go with it's both. Fine, it's both. But then the insistence on the claim of not knowing when I talk about when I say 95 is what's infuriating.
I know what you're talking about.
And it's also confusing when people say 128, but fine. If it's both, it's both.
It's both.
That's fine. But then it should be called, I'll tell you why people call it 128 and why they do it on the news. Mm-hmm. Crash used to do local traffic in Atlanta. Oh, he still does traffic in Atlanta. He's been doing traffic.
What happened?
Traffic is how he affords that 1-bedroom apartment. But he says, like, they'll say stuff. He used to do traffic. He doesn't anymore because he's on TV, but he used to make it up. But he would say, like, stuff, the Spaghetti Junction and these
Leverett connector. Yeah. No,
these
it's-
like
yeah.
little terms
Yeah.
that he would use, and he just knew people just wanted to hear the terms. They don't even want to hear about traffic, really. They just wanted to hear the terms.
Sure.
Because they feel like they're a local yokel at that point. So the reason the news, I can guarantee you the reason the news says 128 is to make everyone feel like a big local yokel, like to feel that provincial pride that comes with calling something that goes through many, many states for many, many miles, your own little thing.
How about this? It also appeals to a segment of the audience that the news tends to appeal to, and that is the older demographic. So you're talking about pre-1970 when
Johnny's people.
When that's when they joined. They made 128 and 95 the same thing. Okay, well, any time before that, it was just 128. So that's who that appeals to. I'll never call it 95.
Let's do a quick dive, and then we will break, because there's not a lot of things that happened last night, so we can go a little bit longer on this. Let's do a deep dive into when I-95 was built.
Okay. I can tell you that the Boston Transportation Planning Review focused federal highway funding on public mass transportation rather than building new highways.
1957.
Oh.
So you'd have to be quite old. Thank you. I gave you something to ruminate on. My parents are very old, and they would be 12. No, they would have been 15 in 1957.
They were born in 42, huh?
42.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah.
Not 51?
Jason Tatum is a Celtics player. He's just a guy who will give your team 51.
How many and ones do you get on a slam dunk? I mean, generally the slam dunk is kind of you're all alone. You just
Powerful,
go,
and people will kind of give it up if they're close because they don't want to be on a poster. So
Go
yeah,
ahead.
yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Do your
Very
slammy dunky.
rarely do you see that. Yes, but you know what? Milliken's cousin's a free thinker.
Yeah.
He's not going normal.
No.
Milliken's cousin he locked the door lickety split. That was not hard for him
Okay.
to do. I'll tell you, that Ring camera is something else. I'm thinking about putting a bunch of cameras everywhere now. I'm having, like, outside, not inside.
Okay.
Because, inside, because I can tape myself banging chicks. And if Hulk Hogan comes over, I can tape him banging my, if I'm married at the time, I can, if I'm married at the time that Hulk Hogan comes over,
Yes.
not in the past,
No.
at the time, and I happen to remarry,
Yes.
not my prior marriage,
No.
I can tape him banging my current wife and then have it ruin my career as it did Bubba the Love Sponge. If you're ever interested in something and you're bored, and it won't be now because the NBA Finals, but if the NBA Finals ever has a day off, you can do this. Bubba the Love Sponge's career in Tampa, Florida. Fascinating. Listen to him when he was a night jock. He would have kids on and say horrible sex stuff. Not good. And then his career ended because he, without Hulk Hogan knowing, he asked Hulk Hogan if he wanted to have sex with his wife, and he happened to have cameras set up in the room, taped it. Then he went around bragging to his friends that he had taped Hulk Hogan having sex, and so, according to him, someone stole it and then sold it, and then here we are today. All right, very good. There you have it. We found Tyler Milliken's cousin has gotten in and out of my home. We have found, I hope he took a dump. That's fingers crossed. Then we found out that Jason Tatum is a Celtics player.
That's right.
We found out that I-95 was commissioned in 1957, and the first part of it was built in Jacksonville in 1959.
Mm-hmm.
Guys, what happened last night? I know, for instance, Oklahoma won game one of the girls' softball World Series or whatever they call it.
I wasn't aware of it. I know they talked about it for 40 minutes on ESPN.
They certainly did. They had Jess Mendoza talked a lot about it.
So you got that. I mean, Fred, it's all leading up to tonight because, as you know,
Celtics will dance on the floor in the finals.
so some of what happened last night has to do with what's happening tonight. But we'll get there. We'll get to all of it.
And what's great is all the national media is here to hear Tyler Milliken's cousin.
Oh, yeah.
I hope no one scoops him up.
Oh, I didn't think about that, but this is a big day for him. He's got some of his stuff, brand new stuff, will be heard by the international ears. People listening to the Celtics flagship station this morning before game one, they're going to hear Tyler Milliken's cousin's new song, which, spoiler alert, is related to the NBA Finals.
Oh,
Good stuff.
can't
All right.
wait.
Yeah, all those Post-it notes put to good use finally. All right. We will be back
We
in
should
just
buy him a loose leaf notebook.
I think that would ruin the creative process. I think he's got his own way of doing things, and this works for him.
So we should have just handed Hemingway, taken away his typewriter, and just handed him a word processor and
See?
said, have at it.
Exactly.
I shouldn't mess with the process.
Right.
We should have taken away Isaac Asimov's.
Ooh,
Asimov?
Yeah.
taken away is what? What did he write on? There's sci-fi fan.
It's Juergens. He was he had a lot of dry skin. All right. We'll be back in just a moment.
More Toucher and Hardy on the way on the Sports Hub.
you catch a game last night?
Joking. You said my bad, and I was admonishing you. How dare you? All right. Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. It's a very exciting day, as it is game one of the NBA Finals. Hardy.
Celtics will dance on the floor in the finals.
And it's very exciting because Tyler Milliken's cousin has a new song at 8 and also has came and went from my home. Mm-hmm. He came in there, so now he'll have his scent all over everything. It's very exciting. All right. So
He's very clean. You know?
Yeah. And he wears a chain.
Well, yeah,
outside of his shirt.
I wonder if he blow dries his hair. It's got some body to it, and it has some height to it, which I think might be accomplished with a blow dryer. When's the last time you used a blow dryer?
When I used to put sun in my hair.
Okay,
which was probably 8th grade.
At least that long for me.
Does that when you go get your haircut? Does the barber ever take like a blow dryer to it real quick?
No.
Okay.
No.
They go, do you want product? And I always go, no.
Which I think offends them.
No, because they want to sell you product. It's why they ask you if you want product.
You're convinced everyone is trying to upsell you on everything.
Yeah, I'm a wild man that thinks the vet and the dentist is trying to upsell you. I'm too cranky is with a problem. Considering I have a fake tooth and that there's absolutely no reason to have. It cost me $6,000 and all it does is cause me problems. Meanwhile, Wallach's dentist told him not to bother about it. And the mother of my children, she just had a dentist tell her the same tooth, don't worry about it. And I'm just dealing constantly with this garbage in my mouth. Yes, I stand by what I said.
All right.
Find an honest dentist, an honest mechanic, and an honest prostitute.
Did your father?
With a heart of gold.
My father gave me. It wasn't advice. He's like, don't be false about it. You know, don't make friendships that aren't genuine. But don't shy away from people in your life. And if you can become friends with a doctor, a lawyer, a cop, and a plumber, you should probably not shun those people. Mm-hmm. Just to have a
sounds like solid advice.
Good to have them around.
Yeah,
it's true.
I've
gotten so much from the police officer, Chachi. Come over here. You can sit down when I do breakfast with the Beatles. If you were ever tired, you can take a snooze. I'm playing Love Me Do off the big 1982 remastering. You'll hear, listen to that. Love, love me do. You know, I love you. George really hit it. And then John hit his wife.
Oh.
Well, I didn't do it.
Don't say that.
Well, he did. I mean, I didn't do it, and I think it's deplorable. How about that?
Look who's back.
Tyler Milliken's cousin. Good job, buddy.
Hey!
Good job, buddy.
Really?
He's got a crucifix right about nip level.
Oh, nice. Look at that chain. There's no doubting.
He was more like symbol 0 for a logo 3.
Yay!
Nice chain.
Was I am the one. Celtics will dance on the floor in the finals.
That's it. We got to talk about what happened last night, Fred.
Go ahead.
All right. I'll tell you what happened last night. Moonshot.
They'll launch that one to left field well.
Oh, Doctor! Pan Am Flight 220 outside of Fenway.
Pan Am?
All aboard, Dinger! Train, next stop, Lucky Fan.
Can we just hear the home run, please?
You think this will get old 160 more times?
That is up there. Up.
Oh, it's up so high. Oh, look at that. I call that the Hancock Building.
They'll launch that one to left field. Well hit.
I'm sorry I can't hear you over the crack of the bat. is annoying everyone, and that's why I keep doing it. All right, I'll
Flight that long ought to show a movie.
They'll launch that one to left field. Well hit. That is up there.
I'll have the kosher meal, thank you very much.
12. Opposite field.
Oh, my bag's
Hit
too
one
big.
on Sunday, too, that tied the ball game. This
All
puts the
right,
Sox in front 1-0.
you can check it.
Thank you to Nesson for that sound of Rafael Devers' solo shot to make it 1-0.
Did you see his first? Did you see that home run, John?
Yes, I
Did you see where he got that over the Green Monster? Did you see that was a low outside? That was
Yes.
a ball almost in the dirt that he somehow lifted over the Monster.
Yeah, he's good. He's really, really good.
He's really, really strong is what he is.
He's really, really good. 2 home runs, both over that wall.
But the first one was
First one was
really a difficult. Not many people in the Major League Baseball can do that. He is impressive. And now there was an article on 985thesportsup.com about the possibility of trading him. And to that I would say, huh? Why? For what? For more prospects?
He's the one reason you come to the ballpark to
But
watch.
But people
beyond
aren't
that,
going.
He's not old. Like he's still young. You have him in his. He's how old is Devers?
25,
Oh,
26.
come on! I mean, he's got at least 7 more years in his prime.
Yeah.
He's 20. He's 27. He's an old man. Trade him.
No,
Get some
he's
pitching.
He's part of it. You have plenty of prospects.
The one reason why people go to the park. I'm sorry. Are people going to the park?
I am.
There's a lot of
Announced
people, you got a lot.
attendance.
You got a lot of company there.
No, it's fantastic. It's great. You can get in nice and cheap.
Yeah. No,
Great seats.
that's if you were going to go to a Red Sox game, it's easy. It's very easy to go. I go back to when I sent you guys a picture of the one game I went to, and it was 10 minutes before first pitch, and you could fire a cannon off into a couple sections and not hit anybody. It was embarrassingly bad.
$80 a ticket, second row.
Yeah.
About in a dugout, not a dugout section so much as like I was behind the Tigers' batting circle. Like
Parking lots near the ballpark. There's one off of Beacon Street that used to be full 2 hours before game time, right behind the ballpark. That thing is half empty now.
Yeah, it's great.
You can
I don't know why
right
anyone-
up, park less than 100 yards from the ballpark and walk in 10 minutes before game.
I don't
Which
know why
lot?
anyone would complain.
The one on Brookline Ave.
The one on Beacon Street. You go right over the bridge from Kenmore Square. It's on the left-hand side. It costs you $50 to park there. That's usually half empty.
Yeah. Well, whatever. It's great, and I'm not being sarcastic. It's fantastic. I love it. It's exactly what I want from a town. It's not as cheap as some other places to get in, like most other places, but it's still nice.
But the idea that you think on a Friday, I would like to go to a baseball game tomorrow, and you can.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like with
that's
my
what
son, if there's a Saturday 4:00 game and I go, "Are you doing anything?" He goes, "No." You want to go to the Red Sox game? Yeah. Like for $160, I go to the game, and then that's reasonable for me. That's not impossible for me to go. You know, it's not like going to a Bruins game where it's $500 for the two of us to go, and then you got to go into the city. The Fenway's easy for me. I love it. I love going to games. I'm very much enjoying this season.
$160 a drop of a hat. Can't hide money. Am I right, Wallach?
Yeah, it's
you got no problem
1932.
doing that.
I didn't mean to really flaunt my wealth there.
Well, Devers meant to flaunt his batting prowess again in the 7th inning last night.
He's going to drive this one high to left field, backing up his Keller.
Taking a
turning
drive on a Sunday. Bring the picnic blanket in the basket. I'll take a salami.
He's going to drive this one high to left field, backing up his Keller, turning.
Ooh, fire ants. Let's change positions.
Whoa. So someone else has to sit in the fire ants, or you want to move the entire picnic?
Oh, the entire picnic. Let's put it over here. By the tree. By the old oak tree where I'll carve our initials. And when I die, you'll go back and weep.
He has done it again. Up into the
When we
monsters.
were young and love was pure.
Seats and a monster day. His second home run this afternoon.
Your second marriage won't be as good. Because you always remember that old oak tree where we carved our initials.
Alex Cora very happy with his third baseman.
Now he's locked in. Staying on fastballs, using the whole field, not chasing pitches, hitting the ball the other way. Yeah, he went on a hot streak, and he hit 6 home runs in 6 days, which is awesome. Now he's very dangerous.
Yes, I would say so. He's hitting home runs on pitches that not many other people in the league could.
But let's not forget the defensive side of things last night. After all, the Red Sox did beat the Braves, as Wallach told you in the headlines. Tell you again here in a moment. 9-0. What about Nick Pivetta?
Had everything working, made pitches, got some swing and miss stuff. His last 2 have been solid, been able to use everything.
I'm not going to be the manager next year.
Yeah. How many days
make a lot
left?
of money doing someone.
How many
doing
days
somewhere
left
else.
before I can get out of this place?
Every win is just another dollar in my bank account from the next team.
This is how to strengthen my resume by finishing 500 with this collection.
I'm going to be managing the Cardinals next season. I'll bet you anything.
I'll talk about the past.
I think he was a little bit hesitant when he came out of the IL. That's normal. But now it's just a full go, and you see the whip below 1, and then when you do that, you're going to be successful. He's been solid for a year and a half now.
What do you think it'd be like going forward? What do I care? I won't be here.
Yeah. All I'm concerned about is just getting to October, and then we're done.
I'm just here to bolster my resume for next winter.
Yeah. I'm just
here to show that I can actually manage with this collection of talent.
Yeah, I'm just talking to the Cardinals and ownership right now. Don't worry about me. When they fire that 0 that they have as a manager.
How do you anticipate Pivetta next year and beyond? Hey, my name's Paul, and that's between y'all. I got nothing to do with
Unless
me.
he's playing in the National League, let's not worry about it. All right, when we come back, Hardy, we have so much about what's going on as tonight is Game 1. It's almost
Celtics
like
dance on the floor.
Game
in
4 of the
finals.
Indiana series was just 14 days ago, 15 days ago. It seems like that. It can't be true, but it does seem like that. We will be back in just a moment. Here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
It'll be the Celtics in Dallas in Game 1 of the NBA Finals tonight at TD Garden. Kristaps Porzingis will play. Celtics posted a clean injury report yesterday. Grandy and Max begin our expanded pregame show at 7:30, and then they'll add the tip-off at 8:30 here on the BetMGM 98.5, the Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network. Patriots yesterday signed 4th-round draft pick Layden Robinson to a standard 4-year rookie deal, and the Red Sox beat Atlanta 9-0 at Fenway Park yesterday. Rafael Devers 2 homers, Nick Pivetta 7 shutout innings. The Red Sox visit the Chicago White Sox tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by the Long Drink. For a limited time, you can enter to win the ultimate golf getaway courtesy of Long Drink at participating liquor stores and restaurants near you. Just look for the bright blue can or visit longdrink.com today. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 7 o'clock.
If you've got the app, you've
tickets are to Red Sox games. They are not to the Savannah Bananas. Savannah Bananas at least double the price of Red Sox tickets.
Wow.
And our show is brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel.
Now, are they playing the Red Sox? Is this like a
barnstorming thing?
I'm thinking of Montgomery Brewster's Hackensack Bulls when they put together a 3-inning exhibition against the Yankees.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there is a big fat guy that is on
Spike Nolan?
Mm-hmm.
Is he the catcher?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Monty's going to give himself the start. He's the owner-manager, pitcher of the team. I would hope he'd be able to give you 3 innings, but there's a chance he gets yanked.
Yeah.
Oh,
That'd be
and
bad.
embarrassing.
Yeah.
And then gives a speech immediately after the game because everyone sticks around after a 3-inning affair because we made our way all the way out here to Hackensack. What are we going to do now? We've only been here for 3 innings. We've been here for 40 minutes. Might as well stick around and see what he has to say. And he'll probably have a few words for the crowd, not just about baseball and taking his hat off to the Yankees, but also maybe about a certain upcoming election, a mayoral election. We'll find out. We'll find out.
It was interesting, though, because I was listening to, of course, analysis of this series, and I heard something I had not heard before, and it was, hey, Jason Tatum, why is there all this expectation on him winning a championship? Because he did not come in like a LeBron James into this league. Why is everyone expecting him to win a championship? You know, he was not the next Michael Jordan when he came into the league. And to that, I would say this is supposed to have been one of the best teams of all time. This is his second NBA Finals. They should have been in the NBA Finals last year. He's the best player on the team. He's an all-NBA first-teamer.
Yeah, he's a top 5 player in the league.
He's playing for a historic franchise that is known for winning championships. Where is he on the all-time great Celtics list? Will have a lot to do with how many championships he wins. So I would say the expectation, sure, when he came out of Duke, he was not the first pick in the draft. In fact, the Celtics had traded down and took Jason Tatum. He was not supposed to be this good, but the reality is he is this good, and he has been here before. And it's not just Jason Tatum, but Jason Tatum's the best player on the best team in basketball. You're supposed to win. They should have won last year. They should have beat Golden State. There's a lot of times that they should have won. So, yes, that's the expectation. If you're the best player on the best team and this team is not won yet, this is what the expectations are. We've run out of takes, ladies and gentlemen. There's too many takes.
That's it. Yeah.
Watch him slam dunk for an A1. JT is number 1.
More Milliken's cousin takes. That's what we need. Are those coming up later in the show?
We will.
Okay.
You want to hear more about how Porzingis feels and how he thinks he's going to feel?
Sure.
And all that stuff?
Joe Murray says over-under on games for him 3.5.
That Porzingis plays?
Yep.
Okay.
He says that he does not believe that Porzingis is going to play. He doesn't believe in the health of the
He
leg.
hesitated when asked a couple of days ago if he was 100%. So I can understand Joe's theory on that.
I was convinced he was talking about breakfast in this clip.
Yeah, I've practiced, especially the lighter practices.
Lighter breakfasts?
Yeah.
If I just have like a half a grapefruit and maybe some coffee?
Yeah, I've practiced, especially the lighter practices.
Yeah.
Half a breakfast?
I can see-
especially
I can-
the
yeah.
lighter breakfasts?
Yeah.
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 That's not what he's saying.
Yeah, I've practiced, especially the lighter practices. I was good. Of course, not a lot of time for me to get a lot of scrimmaging, a lot of actual game minutes. So in that sense, it hasn't been perfect, obviously. But yeah, I've tried to build up as much as I can leading up to this point, and from like all aspects, and
Oh, just play the game already. Oh, my God. This is
It's only been
insufferable.
9 days. I don't know what your problem is. It's been 9 days. It's 10 days since the Celtics last played.
The aspects and
from like all aspects,
no.
Young John Wallach, it's funny. Young John Wallach one time was scammed. He was reading Mad Magazine. And at the back of the magazine, it had something called ass specs. And what it was supposed to do is you put them on, and then when you looked at people, you could see their behinds.
Yeah, right.
From like all aspects.
You're supposed to be able to use the aspects to see through the pantaloons or skirts of females. And you purchase these, and what happened, Wallach?
Pantaloons, huh?
Yeah, what happened? You wanted to see through the dungarees of the
Skids.
of the ladies that you were you were too shy to ask them to the sock hop.
Yeah.
But you said at the very least I'll be able to see what their bare heinies look like.
No. You needed special glasses to look through them wool skirts in the winter.
All aspects.
Yeah, well, and what happened when you got those aspects delivered to you in the mail?
It was a day to remember. I put them on immediately and found out.
Did they work?
No.
Oh.
It was very disappointing.
But the fake vomit did that he bought.
Oh, no.
Patrick, go ahead. Patrick.
Yeah, this break between series has been so long. There's been only a few things that have really been interesting. So I was wondering, Fred, do you think Doris Burke could help Milo with the bird situation?
Oh, that is an interesting. Now, if you don't know what Patrick is referring to, my son has quite a situation on his hands because when he sleeps in my house, the birds wake me up and I can't take the birds no longer. Dad, you made a mistake when you bought the house. There's birds, and you're saying that Doris Burke, if she has some time off, between games 1 and 2, she's
in town.
Yeah, I can hear them. What I'll need is this. I'll need a hunting knife. I will need a blackjack. Don't ask why.
Blackjack.
Yes, because stabbing not always works. Sometimes a good pummeling smashes the skull.
You mean like a?
I will use all those scissors. Use all the furs. I'll use all the feathers. Nothing will be wasted, Milo.
I was driving in.
I don't know what he's going to be up in that tree all day. I'll be in the tree. Will you need any food or water? No. No, I bring a cactus up and soak the moisture out of it. I'll drink the blood of my victims.
I had a vision this morning driving in of the producers for the TV going to find Doris, who was told that she wasn't on set, and they go into her hotel room, and Doris is going off, Fred, about dissecting the carcass that she had pulled back from the forest.
Yeah, and she's like a dog when you try to take meat away from it. And
Right. Right.
Get away!
Doris.
I'm cutting against the bone.
You're not cutting against the bone. That is a burrito that you have unwrapped and you are pretending to dissect. I can see Chipotle on one side of the paper right there.
I was on a vision quest recently where I took peyote, and the visions have come. This burrito has become
then maybe you got
wild.
some bad guacamole, but that's not peyote. That's a burrito. That's a deconstructed burrito.
I assure you. I did ayahuasca in the field.
Oh, no, the maggots have gotten into the meat. That's rice. That's the white rice.
Oh, maggots are good eating. Protein. You can survive on maggot.
What do we have for tip-off tonight, Wallach? What is the actual...
It says 8:30, but probably a little later than that.
So 8:30 is the start time of the game. According to the TV,
8:30. It's probably going to be closer to 8:40 or 8:45.
Well, what's fun is where I have dinner in Long Island at 5:30. I will probably get back to the hotel at 8, and then I can lay in the bed alone.
Yep.
And watch the NBA Finals.
Yep.
Like God intended.
Mm-hmm. And then get about 3 hours of sleep and wake right up and be on the air with us. Live from Hofstra University. Can't wait. Should be fun for everybody.
Not good. Not going to be fun.
And remember, it used to be later than this. They used to start games at 9:15 in the finals. Used to be worse than what we're going to get tonight.
You think that in game one that the fourth quarter will be a slog? Or do you think that do you think that it's just going to be a bunch of fouls and timeouts in the fourth quarter?
Why should now be any different than any other game we've watched? If it's close, yeah, you'll see a replay or two. There'll be a bunch of fouls. The last 2 or 3 minutes will take about 15. Sure.
Yeah.
That's the playoffs. Unless it's 130 to 100 one way or another.
Yeah. And even then, sometimes it gets silly. Because there's physical play at the end.
And the other part of it is, as the Celtics proved earlier this season, you're not necessarily safe with a 30-point lead. So even if it's 125 to 105 with 10 minutes to go, the game won't be over. A lot of fouls, challenges. Sure.
All right. Well, Kendra Middleton has just walked in. She is here. Everyone was very concerned last week when she was not here as she was ill. She was ill.
Doris, you have anything to do with that?
Yes. Poor lady had never been in the Amazonian jungle.
Oh, really?
There's many, many, many species that can cause great pain.
You took her hunting?
If one is not immune. Yeah, we parachuted in to kill some stuff.
Oh.
Sure.
How do you develop immunity to these different strains and insects and animals?
Voluntary stings. If you see a hive, for instance, stick your hand in.
Well, you don't watch these insects crawl up your arm and watch them bite you.
Well, it's fun because when on ayahuasca, sometimes I can't tell what's a vision and what is real. All I know is it all brings pain. And through pain, life has meaning. JJ, what do you think they'll go zone tonight? By the way, JJ Redick, we have audio of him continuing not to say anything. He's really on this press tour that's just awful. I don't know why he's doing these
I don't know
games.
who he's ingratiating himself to.
No one. He wants the Laker job. He's going to get the Laker job. I really think he should bow out of these games.
There is suddenly a new contender for the Laker job, as
Really?
of about 90 seconds ago.
Oh,
Who? Well, we don't have time, so who? Just
It's
tell me.
Danny Hurley of UConn. Woj is reporting that the Lakers are preparing a massive multi-year contract offer to Danny Hurley for the job.
How great would it be if Redick didn't get it?
I think it'd be spectacular if Redick didn't get it. After all the double talk and I know something you don't know, but I can't say it. That would be fantastic. If
And how
Redick
great
was
would
stuck
it be
in this job?
And how great would it be for UConn
Oh.
fans
to lose Hurley.
that you just lost Hurley? Now it's all over.
Yep.
So smug.
Yep.
And now it's all over.
All those fans.
Those
back to Stores, Connecticut, where no one pays attention to you.
Yeah. Have fun getting knocked out in the second round every year. All right. Very good.
Yep.
Kendra Middleton is with us. That's worth discussing maybe a little bit more. We'll
Sure.
be back in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hook. us. We want to talk sports.
Squeeze the chicken and open the mouth.
It's like we were meant for each other.
This is why you need us.
98.5, the Sports Hub. Now, more Tuncher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hi. Hi. Hey, everybody. We're Tuncher and Hardy,
That
brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
Oddly unsettling.
I know. I don't like it when it's quiet in here. You can watch us on YouTube, where I hear it's not so nice. Maybe you could be the one who goes and cleans it up. Starts kicking ass in there. Search 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube and subscribe. Kendra Middleton is here. She's brought to you by DraftKings Sportsbook. Hi, Kendra.
Hi, long time no see. How's it
I
going?
know. You were very ill. You were vomiting everywhere.
Yeah, I really was. I told you guys during the break that whenever I crave potatoes and orange juice, I know that I'm getting sick, and that's the only cure. It's like my spidey sense start tingling that I'm getting sick. I need potatoes and orange juice.
Okay, but you know what that sounds like? That sounds like that you're pregnant.
Okay, well, I would have to be like the Virgin Mary then.
Maybe you are.
Maybe I am.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Okay.
You thought you were getting sick with like a cold or something?
Just anytime that I'm getting sick of any sort, I start craving potatoes and orange juice. I don't know what it is. It's been this way since I was a kid.
But does it always make you sick when you consume the two together?
No, I don't even consume them before I'm sick. It's just when I start craving that, I always get sick. I went to bed craving that, woke up at 1 o'clock in the morning, went and threw up in my shower.
No, she didn't eat it. She didn't eat it.
Not yet, but I did when I was sick. I had a hash brown and orange juice because that's what I always do.
All right. You're sure you're not pregnant?
I'm positive. I mean, not positive.
Oh, but Kendra.
Inappropriate question, Fred.
Why is that inappropriate?
You should never ask a woman if she's pregnant.
I'm not saying because she looks pregnant.
Oh, it doesn't matter.
You should just never ask if a woman's pregnant?
Sensitive subject.
Is that a sensitive subject, Kendra?
Not for me, but maybe for some people.
Well, I would imagine if a woman was heavy and you said, "Are you with child?" that would be something.
Well,
but I think
that's really more of a foot and mouth type of situation.
But
Daisy.
Wait, let's explore this. How is it? I'm honestly quite
because some women are trying to get pregnant
Yeah.
and sometimes have difficulty doing it.
That's what I was going to say.
And or some people have pregnancies that are problems, and they just the whole issue of pregnancy is a sensitive one. For a lot
but
of
I think
people.
it's a miracle.
It is a miracle, but it's
and I'm jealous to have a birth canal and ovaries. Oh!
I'm trying to help you on this one. It's something that a lot of people are sensitive about.
Oh, I was seriously ignorant to that. I did not know that if someone said I crave food and then I felt ill, which is often.
So do you not have cravings?
No.
None.
No. I mean to kill, but other than that, no.
Okay.
I mean, I often, inanimate objects or the radio will tell me to kill.
Mm-hmm.
But I've been so far ignored such impulses. By the way, if you missed it, John was talking about, I forgot to come out with it, but John was talking about this man, J.J. Redick. He was on Felger and Maz and gave us the following.
JJ, if they, as I'm sure you know, there's been like a pass-fail sort of all-or-nothing approach or perspective on this season. They either win it or they don't. It's been, pass-fail, for lack of a better term. If they were to not win the championship, why do you think it'll be?
If they don't win the championship, it'll be because the better team won.
All right, so that's absolutely atrocious. He's deliberately being a prick. He's not an idiot. I mean, he's deliberately being a prick. He's the analyst for the NBA Finals. And the reason, perhaps, besides being a prick, who got a DUI 2 weeks before the NBA draft, who was going to come out with a rap album as late as 2009. Mm-hmm. He was going to come out with a rap album. He thought it was a good idea to come up with a rap album with beats made by Chris Anderson, another white guy in the NBA. This is all a big mistake.
The Birdman was producing, is that right?
Apparently, the Birdman falsely accused of some things,
Yes.
which is unfair of the media, and that's serious. But J.J. Redick, who is a flawed human, as we all are, but acts like he's above it all, has this little podcast with LeBron James where they stroke each other, and then now I'm going to be the big coach of the Lakers, but now they're saying what?
Woj reported about 15 minutes ago that the Lakers, even with J.J. Redick, the prohibitive favorite, and he played cat and mouse with it yesterday, are preparing a massive contract offer to UConn head coach Danny Hurley.
And you know what I have to say to that? If Hurley gets it?
If they don't,
not that.
if they don't win the championship, it'll be because the better team.
Coach. The better coach. If you don't get it, the better coach got it.
Yep.
Dumbass. Now how does it feel? And I hope you get fired from ABC, too. How about that? If you're going to come in here with this half-ass analysis, now how do you play the game? How do you play the finals? Now that you don't know you have the job, now you got, where do you go? Now, this is why I think he should have bowed out of this. This is why I think he should have bowed out of calling the finals. It's because now he's in a situation that sucks. Here, let's explore it. This is fun. So he doesn't know if he has the Lakers job. But if he wants the Lakers job, what does he have to do during the finals
Be
as a
as
broadcaster?
neutral and not piss too many people off.
Which will make him a bad
analyst.
Very good.
Thank
now,
you.
if he's a bad analyst, what might that make ABC do?
Fire him.
Whee! So now, prick, I hope you don't get the Laker job, and I hope you don't with your little rap career. I hope you don't get the Laker job, and I hope you get fired from ABC. Next time you do Felger and Maz. And all of you that went, oh, Felger and Maz, they're dicks, and oh, yeah, they were asking stupid questions. No. J.J. Redick was doing it to be a little cutie pie prick and came on to promote something and then sat there and acted like an indignant a-hole.
Well,
he could have just said...
He was being obtuse to the point where it sounded like he was trying to do like a Bill Belichick imitation. I'm going to practice being a coach right now and not really answering any questions.
You should have heard him. He was on Golik's Kid, hosts a show on ESPN.
Yeah, he's good.
Yes. So he was a guest of Golik's Kid and another guy. And they asked him directly, are you going to be the next head coach of the Lakers? And he said, after the finals, because it was a Shams Charania report. He said, after the finals, I will address the Shams report. Being all mysterious. You know what? I know something you don't know, but I'm not going to talk about it until after the finals are over. I think, based on that, he thought he had the job.
Of course he thought he had the job.
And the Lakers this morning go, you know what? You have no head coaching experience whatsoever anywhere. Let's get a guy who's successful at it.
Yeah, and good luck keeping LeBron James around to do your dumb podcast. So I hope you're stuck doing podcasts for the rest of your life. He's a real arrogant prick. He really is not a good person. I don't like him. How about that? And Danny Hurley I like. He comes in.
He's an arrogant prick too. But...
Yeah, but he's a great coach.
Yes, he is.
He's a great coach. So you bring him in, you make that money, you go coach that Laker team. And it's also fun because now all the UConn people are back to ground.
I know. Now,
back to square one.
See you later. Good to Ben. You didn't have to deal with a sea of the Matiti Garden like I did.
No, I did. I couldn't go because
I know.
there was a sea
but
of them.
I was there, man. Trust me.
No, they priced me out of the game. I wasn't going to pay that kind of money to see a game I didn't want to go
Sitting
to.
up in the 300s with the UConn people. It was really something.
I just spent $400 to see the Savannah Bananas on a Saturday night.
Yeah, nice.
Kendra, are you going to see the Savannah Bananas now that we know you're not pregnant?
I don't know how we went from pregnancy to that epic rant. No, I will not be going to see the Savannah Bananas ever.
Why?
Because
What's wrong with the Savannah Bananas? They put on a hell of a show.
It's cool that they have fun. I like that it's a good time, whatever.
Are you a baseball purist? Is that the problem?
No, I'm not a baseball purist. I just think that it's stupid. I'm not going to spend all that money to go watch some grown-ass dudes do whatever the hell they do. I don't know. It's just not my vibe.
So if you had children
going on there for a second, some grown-ass
you know what I think about the Savannah Bananas? I think that it looks like the Red Sox when they're in the outfield are slipping on a bunch of their leftover peels.
Yeah, so no, I will not be spending that absurd amount of money to go watch grown men dance shirtless.
I mean, half the lineup might as well be using bananas as bats.
I like the women are into it, though. Like, go for it. I don't, whatever.
Women are into it?
Yeah. The girls love the Savannah Bananas, especially because most of the boys are TikTokers or whatever.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's fun. If you had a child, would you take them to the Savannah Bananas?
If they wanted to go.
That's what I'm doing, Kendra.
Zoe.
I'm taking Milo. Zoe has a bar mitzvah. Let's be honest, it's bar mitzvah season. She's in 7th grade. We live in Newton. There's 2 or 3 bar mitzvahs a week.
Can't swing a cat in any direction.
Temple
without
Beth
hitting.
Avoda is bumping. I got to tell you, but it's nice because it's right by where I live, so it's a very easy commute. John, did you ever go to a bar mitzvah at Temple Beth Avoda?
Is bumping? Is that what you just said?
Temple Beth Avoda is making more money this year.
So this is like the Christmas rush for Newton-based DJs, confetti cannon operators.
Oh, yeah.
Balloon.
The pro dancers. The pro dancers that go with them. Oh, yeah.
Balloon arch makers, all of that stuff.
Oh, well, you would know about that.
So if you are having
you're the balloon guy, right?
I'm not balloon sculptors. I'm talking about the big, beautiful balloon arches.
Oh, sorry. All
He
right.
put on a show. He didn't just design things. He
My
put on a
mistake.
show.
Sorry, Hart. I didn't mean to insult you.
Yeah, but you are constantly
Different
being
disciplines.
My daughter literally 2 or 3 bar mitzvahs a weekend. If you are having one, you're being judged on your food.
Yeah.
You're being judged on the gift bag. A kid just gave slides away the last one she
What?
was at. Slides.
Oh, yeah.
How do I get invited to one of these parties?
It's a thing. I mean, I have
Well, Kendra, I
Did
guess
everyone
you would
have
have to
to-
make you. I guess you would have to ask me again. Ask me what you just asked me.
Zoe must be popular.
No.
Ask me what you just asked.
I have an
me.
answer
How
to this, too.
do I get invited to one of these parties where they're giving away slides?
You want to
Fred?
go first?
Stop turning your back on the Jewish people.
Exactly.
Maybe make
get some
friends with
Jewish
some-
friends.
How dare you, Kendra?
I don't think I have any. Actually, I have one Jewish friend.
Oh, thank
How
God.
is that possible in Boston? In Jacksonville, that's got to be easy. How is that possible in Boston?
Thank God you have one.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You have one right
awesome.
over. You have one right over here. Oh, I'm sorry. He's no
Well,
longer identifies as
Kendra,
Jewish.
I try not to feel superior over people, but I do have more than one Jewish friend. In fact, I keep a list of them for obvious reasons.
Thank
And
God.
I am up to 4.
I have so many. You can't
I-
keep them straight.
I keep my eye on
Sure.
them.
Well,
you and
keep your eye
I
on them?
both know. Yeah, come
You
on,
and
Wally.
you and I both played golf with Barry Siegel, so we're cool with that.
Oh, God.
I
this
mean-
is
I just want to
learning
slide,
experience.
you guys.
What?
Do they have to get everybody's sizes ahead of time, like all the invitees?
Well, that's the beauty of slides, Hardy, is that when it's a Velcro situation, you're pretty much. And I don't think it was really for them to wear them as much. But my daughter will wear
Well, what the hell are they for?
I think just for fun. You know?
No. Were they nice slides?
Yeah, we're judging these gift bags. What kind of slides are we talking about here?
Exactly.
Well, since they were from a 13-year-old for a very important day, I'm going to say they were great slides. They were fine. I don't know.
I mean, are they UFOs? Those things
I
aren't
mean,
cheap.
yeah. What is this?
They were
a water-
Kanye's.
What kind? What?
They were Kanye's. He's very popular with the Jewish community right now. No, he does. You know Kanye slides. They used to be like $400.
Yeah.
Now you can get them for $75.
Yeah.
No, they were like slides with the kid's name and 13 on.
Oh, you mean shoes?
Slides.
I
They
thought we were talking
slides.
about like a water slide.
All right. Okay. All right.
My hair color is natural, you guys.
Oh, man. Where do you go from here?
All right.
It's just
Very good.
Break, hopefully.
Kendra's here. We have a call.
She's
from
still sick. She's not feeling well.
Hugh wants to talk to Kendra about betting. So you keep Hugh on that line. And we have Kendra Middleton here, who has a Jewish friend.
But we do have legitimate NBA Finals betting.
I have
things
lots of
to talk
stuff.
about.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah. Kendra's been red hot this year. There's no question
You
about it.
I need you guys to go back to hating on me because I was hitting so hard, and then you guys gave me praise, and I bailed for Monaco.
Yeah, but
Oh,
no one.
yeah,
Do people get on you for the F1 stuff?
No, because I knock on wood, I'm usually fine.
Yeah. Well, you had problems with the Monaco race?
Yeah. Yeah.
That Verstappen bet did not pay off.
I know. I'm convinced that there's a lot of Ferrari beef. I don't want to get into it. I know people don't care.
Bingo. Let's
And by people, I mean Hardy.
No, people. The reason why you didn't get a lot of crap on it is nobody bet what you told them to bet when it comes to Formula One.
That's not true, Hardy.
All right, 4 people.
She has a whole social media situation.
It's all your Jewish friends bet on.
All
All 4 of them.
All 4 of my Wallach. Look at Johnny Wallgame. No, legit.
We're all happy.
We have real things to talk about. I got a long discussion about the MVP futures for the NBA Finals.
Let's do it,
I think this
Hardy.
will be a fun one, Fred, because I think I have an excellent take when it comes to betting the MVP stuff for the finals.
Kendra has made me money this year. There's no question about it. She was dead on with the NFL draft. She was very hot after that. It was
Okay, that's all over now. We're moving forward. NBA
I love that
Finals.
me and Hardy have fake beef.
Over what?
I don't know. We're just.
He is rude to you. I mean, I don't know why, but I guess some of us. I mean,
Why don't
I'm
you
the rude
ask her
one.
about pregnancy some more?
Are you being sincere that you're not supposed to ask people about that?
Oh, that's like it's not from Kendra, but that's like an HR situation. If you start even jokingly talking about people being pregnant, yeah.
Even if they say I had a craving and then I got nauseous, which are two signs of being pregnant.
Am I alone on this one, guys? You don't do it, right? You don't make jokes.
Well,
about
I've heard that
pregnancy.
you do not. Yes.
You
I have.
really?
I have heard that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, you learn something every day. I thought it was a beautiful, natural thing.
It is, but not everyone is able to experience that miracle joy or wants to or maybe has had, and it brings
So
up
wouldn't you just say I'm not
trauma
pregnant?
for them.
Are you pregnant?
I've tried everything possible medically, but they still say no.
Well, you don't have cravings, so I guess you can't be pregnant.
No, but that's the dream. They're pumping me full of hormones. I do have breasts. That we can agree on, Kendra. I have beautiful bosom and sensitive nipples sometimes, but this is the way I live.
Remember, you asked.
That was my first mistake.
Yeah. I watched the movie Twin, the one where Arnold Schwarzenegger gets pregnant. What was that movie?
Junior.
Commando.
No, he's not pregnant in Commando. This was more of a comic
Predator.
romp. No, Predator was.
True Lies.
Predator was
The Running
Jared
Man.
from Subway Story.
It's the Running Man.
That was a documentary. All right, very good. Kendra is here. We will talk about gambling with Kendra, and we will be right back.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
You think that would have grossed people out?
No. I think it would have been fine.
Oh, yeah. So I agree with you.
I think
John.
it would have been fun.
I thought it would have been funny.
This one I agree with. Yes.
I thought it would have been funny.
I just got mad all over again. It was like a secondary wave of anger that we had a 90-second conversation about slides being given away at a bar mitzvah, and Kendra the entire time thought they were like playground slides. How would you give away slides?
I think water
How would you,
slides.
or water slides.
because
How would that be given away as a
Because
gift?
he was, like,
as a party
bragging-
favor.
because
Here,
he-
take a slide. Here,
A trip to water country, perhaps.
We've got
Gift certificates
we
for
got a
everybody.
fleet of U-Hauls out in the parking lot to take your
Because-
slide home with you.
Because if you're sitting here bragging about what you're giving these kids in these gift baskets and they better be impressive, why would a pair of shoes impress me? No, I want a water slide.
I'll tell you why,
Well,
Kendra.
you
Is
have a lot of
because
shoes.
you're not plugged in to the bar mitzvah circuit.
I could no. I
In
went
Jacksonville, were there any bar mitzvahs?
Yeah,
you
I went to a couple. I went to a couple bar mitzvahs and a couple bat mitzvahs, and I
Yes.
had way more fun at the girls' parties.
Yeah, these are no. I think it's like half and half, but they're big guest lists. These are big affairs. Temple Beth Avoda, I think, can fit 15,000.
Also, the sizing for the slides was just also a thing that never would have crossed my mind. Like, how would you pick
No.
sizing for all your guests? So real water slides are one size fit all. Hello.
The sizing would be easier
But
for water slides.
Yes, Hardy.
I'll give you that.
in
But
Kendra's,
that's all.
In Kendra's defense, she does get asked her shoe size a lot, but also
It's true.
You know there was one bar mitzvah that Zoe went to, and you know in front of the used car lots, the thing that they
Yeah.
Yes.
and
Yes.
it blows around. They were giving those away. Yeah,
What?
they were just like, hey, in case you want something.
I need
draw
to go
attention.
to more of these parties.
There has to be some gossip among the parents about the budgets for some of these bar mitzvahs.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's all we talk. That's all we talk about at the table.
So
Sure.
What's the biggest number you've heard thrown around at one that you've either attended or heard about?
Over $100,000.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I think
Well over $100,000.
Sure.
My the mother of my children's bat mitzvah was, well, let's say it was in like 90. It was I think it was like 30 grand. It was like a lot of money.
Over 30 years ago.
Yeah, 30
That's
grand.
like a wedding.
Yeah,
Yes.
it was more.
They run that way.
My wedding was just
They
like
are.
a little bit more than that, and my band was $10,000 for my wedding. So and it was in no. What I'm saying is that my wedding years later was just about the same price with a $10,000 band, and it was in Grand Bahama Island. So that just shows you that a suburban Philadelphia bar mitzvah was that much money. Can you imagine like how lavish it was?
Yeah.
Like I had a lot of expenses that were just based on location and the band that I hired. This was just like food and everything else. But they're crazy. They're crazy. Well, these have all seemed fairly reasonable. I never am invited myself. Sometimes their mother's invited, and I just look through the window. Cold outside. I just
Sure.
press my face up against the window,
Right.
seeing what they're giving away and being jealous. But yes, the slides were a big thing. You don't know that. It's usually sweatshirts, but then it was slides. It's fun.
Well, I want one of the like air blow up things now too.
Yeah. Itamar's bar mitzvah, big time sweatshirt game. That's all I'll say. All right, Kendra.
All right,
Hardy,
Fred.
you have. Let's do this first. Let's take Hugh. Hugh.
I want to talk about the Celtics. I President bet a $1,500 wager on the Celtics, and I want to press a bet on the Celtics $100 million. What do you think about that?
All right, he has $100 million, Kendra. That's way over.
How would you spread that around?
How would you spread the $100
over the
million
series?
around?
I have lots of bets on this series. I'm going to have some kind of as the series moves along, too. For game one, I really like Luka's over for rebounds. I got it earlier this week. It's sitting at 9.5 now. I would still take it, but if you can do a little bit of shopping and get either an 8.5 or a 9, you're not going to get an 8.5 at this point, but a 9 or something like that. Same as 9.5, obviously, but I think that he could put up a triple-double tonight. They've had so much time off. The Celtics love to shoot the three. I think that that's probably something they're going to try and continue to do because it's been their bread and butter all year. And Luka is just kind of a dog. And I think that he's going to be crashing the boards. I think that he's going to be their bully this series. So I think that that's a good bet. I think it's currently sitting at plus 105. I have the Celtics in the first game, I'm probably going to lean to take the Mavs in game 2, just because outside of the Pacers series, it's kind of seemed to me like the formula for the Celtics is to drop one at home, and I could see that being game 2. So especially with the time off, like we don't really know what Porzingis is going to look like. I could see them coming out swinging tonight, kind of feeling like, Jason Tatum has something to prove after Jaylen Brown won the Eastern Conference MVP for, the finals. There's so many things that you can do. It just depends how you want to bet this. I did give out on you guys' show a couple weeks ago the Jaylen Brown MVP plus 500. That's moved to plus 650. If that's kind of how you want to play the finals.
That moved. Wow, isn't it interesting?
It's moved. I got it at 600, and I think I saw it at 650 last night.
Is that because of the Luka and Kyrie factor?
I think it's obviously the more time that we all have to sit here and come up with these takes and these bets and everything like that, the conversation evolves. The more we look into the way that, Luka and Kyrie have been playing together, the defense that they've kind of been able to play. I think that that's probably why is like maybe the Mavs got a little bit more juice the longer people sat here and thought about it.
Oh, that's certainly true nationally. Now, Kendra, I have a question. Will this affect your Luka betting? My friend's playing golf with him on Friday.
No, I don't think so. Also, game 1 situation.
You just blew that off like it wasn't impressive. All right.
Act like you've been there before, Fred.
Well, I haven't.
Who's the coolest person you've ever played golf with?
Oh, well, certainly no Jewish people. I'm in the same camp as you, Kendra. Gorman, maybe?
Yeah.
Gorman, probably.
Hardy, you got a flex golf guy?
Mark Hoppus and Tom DeLonge from Blink-182.
That is a flex, Hardy.
They were fun.
I have a feeling Hoppus is very good because he's a conservative guy. Republican.
It was like an executive course, like a par 3 course in Vegas. And it was kind of like a thing, but it was those guys showed up like 20 minutes late, of course, and the course was pissed. They were like, you guys have 2 tee times here, and we're booked solid today, and you're not going to be able to get out there. I don't care who's coming in or what you're doing as a radio station promotion. We're like, we're sorry, the band's not here. We're supposed to all go out with, these 3 listeners and, us 3 in the band. And they're like, well, we don't know how we're going to be able to accommodate you. So it was Hoppus and it was DeLonge, and they've got one of their bodyguards with them, and they walked into it was the Callaway Golf Center with a par 3 course and a big pro shop attached to it. And they walked into the pro shop and said, you know what? We need extra clubs for while we're on the road. We have, you know what? Give me 4 of those. Give me 3 of these. We're going to set up the bodyguard with his own clubs. That they dropped, I don't know, $7,000-$8,000 in 5 minutes. Just buying everything in the store. Rodney Dangerfield Caddyshack style. And after they did that, the golf course people are like, do whatever you want. Go out and play as an 8-some. We don't care. It's a pleasure to have you, gentlemen. Yeah. Have fun.
Yeah.
And after that we did. It was great.
And then, who stepped on a duck?
No, that's right. Okay, Kendra.
Yes.
The MVP odds.
Yes.
All right, so you mentioned that the Jaylen Brown money has moved up a little bit. Jason Tatum's still at minus 180, something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. I was having this conversation last night. A buddy of mine said, I want to take Derek White. Derek White is at maybe 3,500.
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Okay. I said, that's a good payoff. I agree with you. But if Derek White ends up being the best player for the Celtics, that means the Mavericks win the series and Derek White won't get MVP.
The way MVP works, there's no way Derek White's going to get it.
But
there's just no way.
He was trying to justify it. He's like, I'm just going to put 20 on. I'm like, you're throwing your money away. He said, what if he hits a couple of game winners? I said, that's fine. He's not going to get MVP because if he ends up being the most valuable player just for the Celtics won't win the series.
Yeah, it's a 7-game series.
That was my take.
Yeah, and I agree. If it was just one game, and it's very possible the Celtics could win and Derek White could be the best player on the floor, but over 7, there's no way.
I agree with that. So Tatum's currently minus 115, Doncic plus 205, Brown plus 650, and Irving plus 2,200. I think that this is going to be a top 4 player finals. Like, that's just how it's going to be. It's going to be Luka and Kyrie, and it's going to be the Jays. And
I think the long shot money would probably be on Kyrie Irving.
I agree with
plus
you.
Plus 2,200 for MVP.
Yeah.
I still probably wouldn't take Kyrie. I am looking if it's gonna be the Mavs. I feel like it has to be Luka. It just does.
I think so, but the payoff really isn't all that.
I agree. Plus
incentivizing.
205 is fine. I don't think that they're gonna win this series. I do have the Celtics in 6, but for me, I get the discourse surrounding the best player is the one who wins the finals. We see all of these pictures of the guys who, they win the finals MVP, they win the regular season MVP, they win the finals trophy, and they're sitting there in the post game with all their trophies doing their post game press conference. I get that aspect of it. But I just feel like it really does have to be either Luka or the Jays. And it's only because Jaylen Brown has been so good as of late that I feel comfortable taking him as my quote-unquote long shot.
Yeah, I think you're right about it being one of those big four
It's gotta be.
MVPs, and to make any real money on it, that's why I think Brown and Irving are probably the two best.
Yep, I agree with you 100%.
All right.
And I will say I did give this out on Saturday just to poke at Dan Lifshatz, so I'm going to give it out here again because I love to poke at
Does
Dan
he
Lifshatz.
giggle when that happens?
His finger has bird flu right now, so probably not.
I saw that. That's very strange.
Wait, what happened?
Condition.
He, the entire time we were on the air,
What the hell's
Saturday
wrong with
morning,
him?
Finger has bird flu.
Jesus.
he, I guess, has an infected finger and said he didn't sleep and he was up all night and it was like this big deal and he posted a picture of it. And I love Dan, but I also love to mess with Dan. Dan is being an absolute sissy pants girl.
Well, he said something. He has a very low tolerance for pain.
Oh, jeez.
And he posted a picture of it, and it's really not that bad. Like, I get infections hurt, and you use your fingers, like finger pain, toe pain, mouth pain, all, I get it. Trust me, I've had some disgusting injuries, but Dan, come on. Your infected finger is really, like, just chop it off. Be a man, rub some dirt on it, I don't know. Anyways, I'm taking...
What's it look like?
I'll show you on Twitter.
It doesn't look like much. I
No.
saw a picture of it
Why
on
do you
Twitter.
take a picture of it?
Because I was giving him so much crap about his stupid little finger.
So you're saying he's like kind of a puss?
I don't know. I don't think I'm allowed to say that.
You think he couldn't take a beating?
But I'm saying I'm taking PJ Washington over 11.5 points tonight to mess with Dan.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
One other quick thing. Porzingis over under. What is that?
Under. I think they've got to load manage him. They cannot win this. They
I
cannot
heard
win
it
this
was
without
15
him.
or 16, and I agree with her. There's no way,
Well,
especially first out of the block.
Do you think that Joe Murray, because you're down with the bankroll boys, Joe Murray last night doesn't think Porzingis can play the whole series?
I would probably agree with that. I wasn't overly excited as a consumer about his interview when asked how he was feeling if he could run without pain. That whole situation, it wasn't convincing for me. And I get that English isn't his first language, but he is extremely fluent. Like, I don't think that it was a language barrier issue, as that's been discussed on other shows. I agree. So I think that it's a miracle if he plays 20 tonight. I don't think that they can win this series without him now. They need his size.
All right.
You can't run Al Horford into the ground in a series and expect.
Because Derek Lively has actually been very good for them, and they got him because they tanked and they were punished. Mark Cuban had to pay a fine, but they ended up with Derek Lively, which is one of the reasons they're in the finals. Kendra Middleton, how do people find you?
You can find me on Instagram and most places at Kendra Middleton, and then Twitter, Kenny with an I Middleton. But don't follow me on Twitter if you're soft, because apparently I am mean.
What did you do that was mean?
I just exist, I think, which is fine.
Did you make someone angry?
Oh yeah, every day.
On Twitter? How?
People on Twitter don't get angry.
No. All right, Kendra Middleton, thank you so much. We will return. We have the great Tyler Milliken's cousin here. It is an exciting time to be alive. We will have that for you in just a moment.
Sports Hub headlines.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals is finally tonight at TD Garden. The Celtics will play Dallas. Grandy and Max begin our expanded pregame at 7:30 here on the BetMGM 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network. The tip-off will follow it just a little after 8:30 p.m. Also, the Celtics announced a clean injury report yesterday, which means, indeed, Kristaps Porzingis is going to play. In other NBA news this morning, ESPN is reporting that the Lakers have targeted UConn two-time national champion Danny Hurley as their next head head coach and are preparing a massive multi-year contract offer to him. Patriots open up mandatory minicamp next week. Yesterday, they signed fourth-round draft pick Layden Robinson, and the Red Sox shut out Atlanta at Fenway Park yesterday 9-0. They begin a 4-game road series with the White Sox in Chicago tonight. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Get in today for Game 1 and all-you-can-eat wings. Plus, tune in to Zoe and Beetle at 10:50 for a chance to win a VIP Finals viewing experience for up to 15 people at their newly renovated Braintree location. I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8 o'clock.
This is Kristaps Porzingis.
Left-hand dribble, lobs it. Porzingis catches with one hand and throws it down.
You're listening to the home of Boston Celtics basketball. 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Need a new roof? It's East Coast Metal Roofing's Beat the Heat promotion. Reference Felger, 98.5 The Sports Hub, anything like that, and get 10% off on your complete roof replacement. Never replace your roof again. Visit eastcoastmetalroofing.com.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you know Matt Light? Oh, I'm sorry. We are Toucher and Hardy. We are brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook.
But I do know Matt Light.
FanDuel.
Heard
You
of
know
him,
Matt
yeah.
Light?
Yeah.
He lives in the woods of Ohio now. He was on the Julian Edelman podcast, and he had actually a funny story. I like Matt Light because he called in one Super Bowl when we had Drew Brees on. They both went to Purdue together, and it was it made us look cool in front of Drew Brees because Matt Light just happened to be listening and called in. That's when you know
you're in.
That's when you know you're part of the whole culture here. And here is Matt Light talking to Julian Edelman about Bill Belichick.
What did the email say?
All right, so he got an email for Bill Belichick.
What did the email say?
I get this, and now I'm like, oh, this is legit. So I take like 4 or 5 days. I have to have some kind of a response. So I send my response, and immediately I get one back. And the essence of what he sent back was, we're never going to do this again, number one. Because in the subject heading, it was concluding remarks, right?
That is awesome.
That's turning the faucet off. You're like, that's it. No more.
I'm going to use that.
Concluding remarks.
Concluding remarks in the subject line. Fantastic.
That is how you break up with someone. Concluding remarks.
Yep.
And that goes to, a lawyer gets that.
No.
Well, I said concluding remarks. I mean, I was telling them legally that this was the end of the conversation.
What part of this do you not understand? We're done here.
Saturday, April 7th, 2007 at 2:34 p.m. Greetings from the NEP off-season program! Exclamation point. In quotes, this is how it starts. Not like, hey, Matt, or... It's a chance for us all to bond and start putting the wheels in motion for the following season, left tackle Matt Light said in a recent interview. The foundation is put in place at this time of year. What you do in March, April, May, and June, what you do in that mini camp and the passing camp, it has a direct effect on the beginning of your season. And you have to come out of the gate swinging pretty hard. That's what we've been able to do around here. End of quote. I got asked by a reporter in Hawaii about whatever, and I gave the typical, do your job speech, right? Hey, Matt, just read this quote from you, ... What the f***? Question mark. So you see, like, when I see this, like, that's got to be coping. They're messing with me. That's not real. And Bill doesn't send emails.
All right, so he thinks that the email is from Dan Copen, fellow offensive lineman.
Yes.
We have over 50 guys here working out today, and the one who isn't here does all the talking about how important the offseason is. Figures. A lot of your teammates were concerned about you and asked why you weren't here, but don't worry. We let them all know that you're in Hawaii for a week. If you want to get something productive done out there, why don't you have them move this meeting to the week before, all in caps, teams start their off-season programs? Question mark. Very respectfully yours, Bill Belichick, head coach, New England Patriots, okay? And I did elicit a little bit of help from a family member who's far smarter than me. I send him this. Coach B, first of all, allow me to apologize for not responding earlier to your prior email. It has been my experience, limited as it may be, that a reflexive response did not serve anyone well. Thus, I felt it necessary to permit time to militate a more measured, philosophic response. As you are certainly better aware than anyone, we as human beings are not automatons. Rather, we stand as a compilation of free-willed rational beings. Given this, it becomes critical to impose a measure of collectivism for the benefit of the order. I realize that the concept of collectivism strikes a measure of aberrance in our rugged individualistic society, but it is such a collective good that allows us all to benefit. And it does not require a study of the incunabulum to realize that both coaches and players gain from a measured collective relationship with the financial bully pulpit held by the owners. Given this, and despite my commitment to the off-season programs, I felt compelled to move forward the collective good of the players through attendance at the PA meetings. My commitment to this end is in no way a negative reflection on my dedication and commitment to optimizing my personal performance to the greatest advantage of the team. Your humble, free-willed left tackle, Matt Light. And I got to tell you, this is one of my favorite things in life. Concluding remarks. Matt, I need some time to let this one settle, but I'll start with this.
All right, so Bill Belichick, he sends another email. Headed in response to Matt Light's very verbose, with
grandiose.
A lot of like multi-syllable words. Here we go. This is Bill Belichick's response to that email, because Mike cut out a lot of the yakety yak in between, so we could get this going.
Matt, I need some time to let this one settle, but I'll start with this. Why don't you consider dedicating yourself to having fewer mistakes and not leading the team in, once again, being the most penalized player on offense? Your numerous false start penalties, in evidence again at the Pro Bowl, and other transgressions like taunting continue to make me think that your distractions off the field affect your concentration on the field. My advice, if you have an interest in improving your performance, would be to minimize your distractions and focus on maximizing your physical development and technique in the off-season program. I continue to feel that you were totally out of line commenting on the importance of the program when you were not in attendance with the rest of the team. Finally, Matt, there is no need to use multi-syllable words in your email that neither you nor I know. I am unimpressed. This will conclude my email exchange, and I will return to my efforts in trying to do a better job in coaching this football team. As for the PA meetings, don't worry about helping me. As I have said many times, and I remind myself, the best thing we can do for ourselves and our families is win, all in caps. Try to keep that in your mind in your quest for world peace. Sincerely, respectfully yours, Bill Belichick, head coach, New England Patriots.
I wonder why people didn't like him. But he's so fun behind the scenes. You don't know the real Bill. This is just him in front of the media. Bill's a great guy, super fun.
See, you're being sarcastic, but that does make me like him more. That's funny.
No, I think it's funny being us. I think that if you got that, it's funny for Matt Light now, but I'm sure when he got it, he was pissed. I mean, because he doesn't go, all right. Like if the email back to him was, all right, dumbass, I know that you don't know what these words mean. Get here now. If that was the thing, that would be funnier.
And try and limit the number of false starts you get this season. That'd be great.
Yeah, but it's a smug, dickish response. That's
it was so smug. I thought hearing the first one that he was right. It was Copen pranking him. But as it goes on, I'm thinking, well, no, it's not.
Yeah,
it's
the
actually
reason,
Bill.
Yeah, the precise reason Matt Light is reading it is that it doesn't make Bill Belichick look better. It makes him look like a dick. And it shows you that behind the scenes, he was a big addict to his players as he was the media. That's funny. And the best thing that you can do for your families is win. Is it? Is that really it, Bill? That's the message that you're putting out there. The best thing you can do for your families is win. Above all else, because that's just bad advice. That's just a false, the best thing you can do for your career is win, you could say. The best thing you can do for your family is win. At all times, to put the team above everything else in your life is the best thing you can do for your family. I don't think that's good advice. Would you give that advice to your children?
No.
Do you think people on their deathbed? Did you ever read Tuesdays with Maury? Maury did not say that in his deathbed.
No, I didn't grow up in Detroit, so I skipped the whole Mitch
Well, that
Albom
was
thing.
a national. That was a national.
It was required reading where you were. It was not required.
Well, let's be
reading
honest, John. Tuesdays with Maury has probably sold 10 million copies. So it was, but I was there at Mitch Albom's show when he was actually playing on Tuesdays, his conversations with Maury. But, like when people die, I don't think they go like, winning. The secret to life is winning. Like people who devote their lives to religion, I don't think that they're, the whole point of this limited time we have on this planet is to win football games. That is good. Good for Matt Light reading that too. And do you think Bill Belichick likes that he read it? Bill Belichick probably likes that he read it.
I wonder if Bill Belichick's at the point now where he just likes being mentioned because been a little quiet.
Well, he was out in Croatia.
Yeah.
Did you see that? He was out in Croatia with some soccer team. Like, I guess his grandparents came over from Croatia, so he's like super into Croatia. So he went over there and they like honored him and they made him a citizen. They did it. So the citizenship process in Croatia seems like lickety split because there's not a lot of waiting around. If you know Jim Norton, to get his wife into the country, that was just from Canada. It took years. So the idea you can just bop over to Croatia and they'll just make you a citizen right off the bat is something else. But it was quite nice. They had like a full soccer stadium for him, and they did a big ceremony for him. So good for Bill Belichick.
He received a Croatian certificate of nationality. I don't think that's.
He said in his speech that he's a citizen. He said that now I'm a citizen, and he was. And believe it or not, Hardy, I don't think he was being sarcastic.
Well, you said a lot of things over the years that weren't exactly true.
Okay, I don't think he was being sarcastic in front of the crowd. At least Bill Belichick assumed he was a citizen. Did you guys read the article? Dan sent it like a couple days ago.
Yes.
He said, I'm a citizen.
He said, I'm a citizen. But A certificate? What is it again? A certificate?
I don't know,
of
guys.
what?
I really don't want to analyze. if he's a
Yesterday, I
citizen or
became a
not.
Croatian
You brought it
citizen.
up.
Now I'm one of you.
All right, because you had not read the article. Dan, read it to him. Now I'm Belichick.
This is from Fox Sports. It just said the quote. He said, yesterday I became a Croatian citizen. Now I'm one of you. He used to wear the Croatian on the Heritage Month when they could wear the flags on their uniforms
He
or
would wear it on
or his
his hoodie.
hoodies.
Yep.
He would wear the Croatian flag on his hoodie.
So I'm sure that was like a big honor for him. So, I mean,
Yes.
good. I mean, if I wasn't able to get a job and I was like, kind of not doing anything, if some country wanted to make me a citizen that I was into and fly me over there and put me in front of a bunch of people and honor me, that one wouldn't be so bad. Hardy.
I don't know if he's a citizen. That was a speech. That was a speech. And
You-
in the,
you
and in
get
the
on that.
actual story, it said he got a certificate of Croatian nationality. Those are two different things.
We're sure there's two different things?
Yeah.
How? That's,
you-
you don't think that's just a
A
terminology?
certificate of nationality? What's your nationality, Fred? What is your nationality?
United States of America.
Okay. So, all right, what tribe are you?
The tribe of the Constitution.
Yes.
The tribe of the red,
Dan
white, and blue.
O'Brien. Dan O'Brien, what's your nationality?
I'm Irish.
You're an Irish citizen. That means the same thing.
My nationality.
Oh no, it's
American
not the.
citizen.
Oh, it's not the same thing.
All right. What we do
Thank
in
you.
these situations when someone's being obstinate is we take a vote. How many of us in this room, and that includes Mike and Nick, believe that Bill Belichick is now a citizen of Croatia? Raise your hand. All right. It is 4-2. Mike is the only other one with sides with Hardy. It is done. Belichick is a citizen of Croatia. We will be back.
Let it be written. Let it be done.
Absolutely.
Carve
It
that sucker in
It is
stone.
democracy in action.
Yep.
All right, here we go. Our intern, he is Tyler Milliken's cousin. He has a new song that he has crafted. Hardy has produced it, and we will have it for you in just a moment.
Stay tuned for more Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
I'm John Wallach on Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 8:30.
This is Al Horford.
Al Horford catching slam. Horford for three.
You're listening to the home of Boston Celtics basketball, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the Sports Hub.
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. We are brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. You can watch us on YouTube every morning on YouTube. Search 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. There's a chat. I will never censor your chat. I will never censor it. There have in the past people not associated with us have gone to our program director and asked for that chat to be censored when it was on Twitch.
Hey,
and we said no.
And if you look,
we said no.
If you look at the YouTube right now, you get a hunka Mike Lockhart in the background right now, right behind you, Fred. What a profile that guy has.
Well, you're in for a treat today.
Very handsome man.
Because I'm dressed for the plane.
Oh,
and I'm dressed for dinner tonight.
Huh.
Because this is what I'm wearing to dinner tonight.
Stand up for me, please.
I will. And you were going to make an ignorant statement, but I'll let it fly. Go.
What are you looking at, Hardy?
I'm looking at his balls, Wallach. What do you think I'm looking? I'm looking at his pants. And I'm looking at his shoes.
Okay.
I'm not going to make any. I think you look nice. What's wrong?
Thanks.
Your zipper's about half mast, though. Barn door's a little open there, pal.
I just made water.
Oh.
And I had to fish it out.
What did you think?
But
he got in a measuring contest in the bathroom. You know what Freddie T did? He took out just enough to win. Milton Berle style.
Oh, boy. Milton Berle, James Woods, John Hamm. I mean, there are some people.
Huey Lewis, Lyle Lovett.
Well, Lyle Lovett has a long face. I'm telling you that, but I've been told I've been wrong about this. That there are certain people with super exaggerated long faces that I imagine.
Wallach.
No. Well, Wallach just has the pleat. He had a very fortunate lighting issue.
That's not what I choose to believe. But go ahead. What did you think I was going to make fun of your outfit for? What?
I thought you were going to make an ignorant comment about the top I'm wearing, and then I was going to hit you with that it's from Bloomingdale.
I think it's a very nice blouse.
Thank you. It is, and it's spring. It's a summer blouse.
Yeah, it's nice. Huh.
Yeah, I bought it at Chicks. Do you ever see those
Chess
stores?
King.
Yeah, Chess King. Do you ever see those stores that are just for moms? They're just like I went into a TJ Maxx with my daughter. I don't know why, we were killing time.
We have a TJ Maxx store in the stack today, by the way. Go ahead.
And it was just these floral blouses. And I said, you know who's going to – no one under the age of 80 is wearing this. This is specifically for some compound in Florida where you go for the summer or the winter. That's all the reason you're wearing this stuff. Yes. All right. Well, the only reason that Tyler Milliken's cousin, our own intern, wears a crucifix around his neck is that he loves the Lord Jesus Christ. He has a necklace on that a crucifix rests between his pectoral muscles. It sits there. He wears it outside of his shirt. He's very proud of it. It's of an unknown metal. There seems to be no gems in it. So it can't be to look rich.
But he's stepped up on a couple of occasions already. The first time he brought us something, it was this song.
He was more like single zero for a logo 3. He doesn't mind, but what he said.
Why does he come in here? Why doesn't he come in?
The one.
Tyler Milliken's cousin, could you be kind enough to come in right now?
In the finals.
Let's get him in here. Let's get him some radio experience. He wants to be in radio.
Yeah,
so let's get him some radio experience. Let's bring him in. I love Tyler Milliken's cousin. I allowed him in my home today.
He also gave us the Dan the Wagon Man commercial.
Dan the Wagon Man.
Which had all the features of the wagons.
The 10-inch wheels keep everything moving along nicely.
And that has actually helped increase, I don't want to say sales, but rentals of Dan the Wagon Man Wagons up in York Beach, Maine.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes.
It is true. Hi, Tyler Milliken's cousin.
Hey, how are you?
Can you explain the chain? You have a very long chain. If you're watching on YouTube, if I could get Nicholas in there, if he could focus heavily on the chain. He's got to get to his chair, which could take a while. So don't worry if you're on YouTube that you're not getting it right away because Nick had to walk the 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Tyler Milken's cousin, why the chain?
So when I got confirmed, I got the cross, which came with a different chain.
Yes.
And then on my 18th birthday, I got the
You're getting
chain.
choked up.
Yeah, I know. The pollen's killing me. I can't
Oh,
really
I thought you were
see
going to
right
cry because it was such a good memory.
Well, it could be both. Could be both.
Okay.
So I got the cross on my 18th birthday, or the chain on the 18th birthday from my dad from Italy. So I wear
Ooh,
it
it's
together.
Italian.
It's Italian.
I love it. I love it. From your confirmation and from Italy.
What length chain is that?
The 10-inch wheels.
Oh, no.
That is
That's longer than that. 16.
Does Tyler Milken's cousin's dad, which would make him your uncle, that would make Tyler Milken's uncle, unless you're
Maybe.
second cousins or something.
I think third cousins.
Oh, so you're barely related. How would, does he wear a lot of chains?
No, not at all.
Why did he buy you a chain from Italy?
He liked the look of it.
I agree. I
Very
concur.
nice. Do you use a blow dryer?
No. My hair is just naturally beautiful. I heard you guys talk about this morning when I was driving back from your house, and I was like, I got to bring that up at
That's
some
a
point.
tricky door, huh? You had some trouble with that door.
You know, you didn't tell me, first of all, that I had to turn the door more like inward and then push it in.
Yeah.
And then you also had a cat. Did not know that. Walked
What?
in, the cat swiped at my leg as soon as I walked in the door.
Attack cat.
Yeah. It's
Guard cat.
Yeah, it doesn't care for people.
And then it ran up the stairs. And
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, what was that?
Yeah, the cat's not treated well.
I was in that house for 30 minutes. I never saw that cat.
Yeah, probably afraid.
It was adorable. I enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, you see the place?
I liked it.
It's
It
a
was
little
nice.
barren.
No, it wasn't too bad. It's how I would design a house. Everything you'd ever need in there.
Yeah,
There you
there's
go.
everything you'd ever need,
There it
I tell
is,
you
the
that.
Seal of Milken's cousin's seal of approval.
Was the temperature to your liking?
Oh, perfect. And a cool 65. It's perfect.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm not trying to kill the environment here. All right, but nonetheless, what Tyler Milken's cousin does, which is why he's on the air, and I would suggest this to everyone trying to get into radio, is he said, I'm going to be an intern, but I am going to pitch ideas to the guys, which is in all seriousness what you should do. The worst thing that's going to happen if you pitch an idea is that we wouldn't use it.
And that has actually happened once. And I have to say, as important as getting something on the air and accepting the platitudes and the compliments that go along with it, when something doesn't get on the air, you have to accept that graciously because it happens a lot. And he accepted it very graciously. He understood why it didn't make it on the air, and he was fine with it. You know what he did? He turned around and the next day had something else.
And I saw him, and it was like Hardy had described. He was not lying. It was on Post-it notes. It was just, for some reason, on blue
now,
Post-it
why
notes.
is it on Post-it notes, and why did you not just write it down longhand? That's what I want to know.
Put it in your phone. There's a lot of
Put it in
options.
phone, right. Why Post-it notes?
So, to be honest, it's because when I left to come here my first day, it was the only piece of paper I could find in my house that I just threw in my bag, and it was like something that was like, I wasn't going to find a notebook. I was
Well, you shouldn't keep all those in your pants. All right, here we go. Let's get to it. Hardy, what is this? What am I playing?
The chat is complaining that they haven't seen him yet, by the way.
Tyler Milken's cousin, just come here. Come to Hardy, because he can be seen better. No, he's got. Now Nick is saying he's got you.
Oh, he's got you. You can sit back down.
Sit right back down. Yeah.
All right. Does he indeed have Tyler Milken's cousin now?
Well, we're a few seconds behind on the chat. I want to make sure we got a shot of him before we start playing. Now, you are going to be playing, Fred, just what Tyler Milliken's cousin sent me. Okay, so this is the rawest of raw. It starts as a kernel of an idea. It makes its way onto the 30 or 40 Post-it notes. Then it gets recorded and sent to me, and the first time I hear it is what you're going to hear right now.
All right. Here is Tyler Milliken's cousin. I don't even know what it's about. I've never heard it. I have no idea. We're all hearing this for the first time.
Now, what I
except
would
for
like
Hardy.
you to do is try and determine what this is going to be. Stop it after the first 3 or 4 seconds. See if you can figure out what this is going to be. Okay?
Someone encouraging me to stop audio.
Yeah.
This is obviously not a listener. The listeners often get on me for stopping it too quick. But I'm like, how am I going to ruin it?
See if you can figure out what this is going to be. Go ahead.
See the people hanging in the bar in the evening on a Thursday night.
Stop.
Is it Cheers?
You want to go where everybody knows your name? That's where it is.
It played on Thursday night on NBC.
Night, yeah.
Incorrect. Play it again.
Is that part? Is that a sign?
It's a breathing exercise. It's what a lot of vocalists do.
Okay.
Yeah.
See the people hanging in the bar in the evening on a Thursday night.
Well, today is Thursday.
Right.
The Celtics are playing tonight.
It's game 1, right?
So maybe it's about a fan experience of being from Boston.
Well, we know that it's going to be about the Celtics. I mean, you would think.
Yeah.
But it is a parody song.
All right, I'm playing it one more time. I'm playing it one more time, and then I'm not going to play it again.
See the people hanging in.
See the people in the glory they possess inside. Is it a Whitney Houston cover?
It is not.
See the people hanging in the bar in the evening on a Thursday night.
Oh, I think I have it.
Go ahead.
Summer Breeze.
John Wallach. Fred, let it roll.
A little light a shining off the parquet lets me know everything's all right. Banner 18 makes me feel fine.
That's right.
Blowing through the rafters in my mind.
Oh, yeah. Tyler Milliken's cousin, my man.
Yeah.
Banner 18 makes me feel fine. Blowing through the rafters in my mind.
The birds.
Where are you?
That was the paper. That was me turning the
No,
paper
there's
over.
birds in the
you're
background.
outside. Where are you?
Imagine you get this, Fred, in a text message. Is how I got it. Like, now what?
Now John's babbling in the background.
I get this. I'm like, okay. Well, now it's time to do something with this.
See the Celtics driving to the baseline. Fans chanting, we want one more. So I walk up through the north end, down the tunnel and across the floor. Banner 18.
Those are Post-it notes.
Yeah, he turned the Post-it and he ripped it away. Yeah.
Makes me feel fine. Blowing through the rafters in my mind. Banner 18 makes me feel fine. Blowing through the rafters in my mind.
All right, so now we know that it is another literal parody where it is will be Banner 18 and the people will be walking through the north end, through the tunnel, into the TD Garden where they will chant, we want the banner.
Right.
But now it gets sent to the producer, and the producer has to turn it into a hit.
See the people hanging in the bar in the evening on a Thursday night. A little light a shining off the parquet lets me know everything's alright. Banner 18 makes me feel fine. Blowing through the rafters in my mind. See the Celtics driving to the baseline. Fans chanting, we want one more. So I walk up through the north end, down the tunnel and across the floor. Banner 18 makes me feel fine. Blowing through the rafters in my mind.
Somewhere, Lauren and Wally are saying to themselves,
"Damn it!
I knew it was going to be a hit."
Why? Someone run this over to WROR as a early Christmas gift.
I'm listening to the text. I'm like, he just sent me
Were
everything.
you outside Tyler Milliken's cousin when you did it?
I was in my dining room and the windows were open, and there's a highway like a half mile away, so you can hear it like right there.
Yeah. I didn't hear any cars as much as I heard birds.
You do on the second time through.
A lot of cleaning up to do with that
Dang
audio.
birds.
Banner 18 makes me feel fine.
Oh, Tyler Milliken's cousin. You've done it again.
I told you there was gonna be a sequel. I had to give you a sequel.
It did, and now people have something to root for tonight.
Yeah, because otherwise, what were you going to do now? And now you have the song.
Banner 18 makes me feel fine. Blowing through the rafters of my mind.
Like, let's say Game 5 is the clincher. Wouldn't that be nice if the Celtics have like a 10-point lead with like 2 minutes left?
Instead of Gino, they play this.
Yeah, the crowd, not even just the crowd organically, just starts swaying back and forth. Banner 18 makes me feel fine. Yeah.
And then without the music, everyone starts singing.
Yeah, it's like the end of like Rocky or something.
Oh, yeah, like the a cappella.
Banner 18 makes me feel fine. Blowing through the rafters in my mind.
And everyone holds up their chains.
Yeah.
Like, that's how they let you know that it's Tyler Milliken's cousin. All right, Tyler Milliken's cousin, thank you so much.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Excellent job.
Fantastic.
I hope the Celtics are listening because now there is less pressure on them.
Yeah.
Because it knows that everyone will just feel fine when that banner 18 raises. Jared Weiss is covering the Celtics. He will talk to us as he has had 45 days to analyze this matchup, and now he has it down to a science. We will have him in just a moment.
You're listening to Toucher and
A really nice looking trophy.
We're about to get another one in town.
We're gonna kick it, roof down. Big Poppy.
What you want?
Everybody's getting any bigger than this.
The last week and a half, they're gonna put it together. I can smell that.
Phone is ringing. Oh my God.
Put it together. Saying my boys gonna represent. So we can celebrate. So we can celebrate.
You know, I had 45 days to prepare for this call, but I listened to Isley Brothers parodies the entire time, so I don't know if I'm ready for this.
Yeah, Tyler Milliken's cousin can put a whole new. It can really let you know you're under the bright lights.
Seals and Croft,
as you talked about in your article about Missoula said, you know, unless the lights are brighter. And I just wanted to grab him and say, Joe, they are Tyler Milliken's cousin.
Yeah.
We'll let you know.
Yeah.
He's in on it. So here we go. Jared, how has your mind, what has your mind been going through over the last 10 days? Have you been breaking down film and overanalyzing everything? Has anything, in your opinion, changed as time has moved on, as we've crawled to what eventually will happen this evening?
Not much. There could have been some uncertainty about Porzingis playing leading into it, but they decided to make it pretty clear he's officially playing. And so that takes away, I think, what little bit of suspense there could have been about what the shape of the series is going to look like. But this is a battle of a kind of a complete team versus a team that is really revolving around one and two guys and then is really perfectly orbiting around those two big, as we like to say in basketball, heliocentric stars. And so,
whoa.
Big words.
Big
words.
I always wish that hosts would do this when something happens. I don't know what that means. Could you please tell me what heliocentric
Just
stars
simplify
mean?
it for us.
No, John, I can do this. Can you just define it for me? Just tell me what you mean.
I'll answer John. So heliocentric. Heliocentric in that offenses can revolve around one big star. So Luka Doncic has the ball in his hands the vast majority of the time. So many of their actions are set up around him. It really all revolves around him centrally. So many like just pick and rolls just straight up through him, and it all comes out of that. While the Celtics change up who's starting the play, where they're running the play from at a frequency that's much greater than like what Dallas does. And it doesn't make Boston necessarily better because Dallas is doing it, because they have the best player in the game right now.
Okay. What do you make of Porzingis? Oh, sorry. What do you make of Porzingis? I was listening to Joe Murray last night, and I thought it was interesting because he had listened to Porzingis' comments, and from that, and just the way his injury went down, isn't sure that he'd be able to play all the games of a 6-7 game series. What do you think of that take?
Not in the finals, because the finals are so spread out. That might have been a concern in the previous rounds where the games are being played every other day, but we have several days between each of these games. So I don't see why Porzingis would, unless Porzingis like re-aggravates an injury, then he would have to sit. But if it's just a rest thing, no, he's not going to have to rest.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting take and an interesting, another thing to be concerned about as we try and wrap ourselves and tie ourselves into knots, thinking about things, waiting for this series to start. But I thought the same thing, Jared. The amount of rest. I mean, just Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday. Is it Thursday, Sunday, Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Okay. All right. If he's only going to play 3.5, say that's what your total at. Well, hell, you don't even play the fourth game until more than a week after the first game.
Yeah.
So I think there's a chance, should it go 5, 6, 7 games, he'd be available for all of them. At least that's what I'd be hoping for as a Celtics fan.
I wouldn't even say there's a chance. Like it would be weird if he didn't do it. It's the NBA Finals. This is everything in his career is built up to this moment. He's healthy. He's gotten extra time off. Like with the injury he had, he could have plausibly returned in 4 weeks, but he's got an extra week and a half of rest on top of that. As long as he doesn't re-aggravate the injury, like the dude's going to be out there. You're going to be seeing Kristaps Porzingis playing.
Yep.
And actually, I think it might be Al Horford who benefits almost as much, because Horford's carried such a huge minutes load without Porzingis, and he's the one that's 55 years old. And so, as amazing shape as Horford's in, like his body's going to need the extra days of rest, probably even more than Porzingis does.
Jared, when you guys asked him whether or not he was 100%, he hesitated. That was pretty much obvious. He's not full speed.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, he's clearly not full speed. So how do you think specifically for tonight they're going to use him? Is he on a minutes restriction? Is he going to start? How much is he going to play?
I expect him to start, and I don't really think he's going to be on much of a minutes restriction. I expect that Missoula's probably going to keep his minutes down to the low 30s. In the finals, you're going to see some of these guys playing 38 to 42 minutes, and I just don't think Porzingis is ever going to be in that range. And they don't have to have him in that range because of Horford. So I would expect him to be kind of towards his normal minutes, just give or take a couple minutes here or there.
Specifically, though, that's not the big story of the series. The big story of the series, of course, is Kyrie Irving, who met the media again yesterday. Yep. Are you buying this new self of his, or is it another personality he's trying on?
He's keeping it going. It's been consistent for like more than a week now.
Woo!
Yeah.
Wow, a week.
Yeah, well,
all right.
For Kyrie standards, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
He's been this way all year. I think the initial surprise happened back in March when he showed up, and it was the first time that there wasn't a ton of tension from him on his end with the relationship with the fans. And he seemed to be really at peace with the way things were going and starting to kind of recognize what he didn't do right when he was in Boston and even in Brooklyn. And now he seems to be actually a lot more humble about it. And he seems to have a lot more self-recognition about his faults and how things went, and not holding anger towards the maltreatment that he's still getting. And so it seems like he's ready to let that die down. I don't think the Celtics fans are ready based on how many F Kyrie chants I've heard just walking the streets of Boston over the last week.
Okay, so that is walking the streets of Boston. It's a good point, Jared. Does a finals crowd help Kyrie in that regard? These are not just, hey, it's a regular season
they
game.
They are coked up hedge funds guys, and you know it as well as I do that these are finance bros.
These aren't Bruins fans. That's true.
Yeah, you get real loud for the first 20 minutes, and then after that, the voice kind of closes in on you.
Yeah, but then you retreat back to the VIP section and lace them on the top of the toilet.
Jared, does the finals crowd aspect of this play in at all to how kind or unkind they might end up being to Kyrie?
I'm sure there's going to be a lot of guys in Vineyard Vines fleeced vests with dress shirts underneath chanting F Kyrie. I think that seems to be a universal kind of class unifying sentiment in Boston.
I will tell you this, is that everything Kyrie says makes sense. Like all his growth makes sense. And if you don't, John, believe people can change, then what is the purpose of life? I'm being serious.
Specifically,
like if you said anyone who's done anything wrong ever, like can never make up for it.
There are a lot of people that can change. I don't believe. I think this is an act. I think he realizes he has to act that way. First of all, to get his salary from Dallas, and B, to keep his salary so Dallas doesn't trade him to a team that doesn't want him.
Okay, but if he's acting like this and he just continues to act like this, then that is him.
Talk to me in 3 or 4 years from now, then I'll believe it.
Okay. But I don't, Jared, don't you think that's just a bad way to judge humans in general?
I think Fred's saying they were all living a lie, which makes sense coming from a radio host. But
I certainly am.
I think
I'm honestly, Jared, trying to figure out what my real personality is. That's actually an exercise I'm undertaking. I do think the radio has, if you want to get into it, I really do think the radio has changed me. And doing this 4 hours a day has made my life outside of this different. But go ahead.
Changing for the better or for worse? That's
who knows, Jared. I'm trying to figure a lot of things out. Go ahead.
Have you not been following along the last few years?
Yeah, listen, I'm growing. The thing is, if I'm growing, Kyrie can grow. Go ahead.
Right. That's probably the best point I've heard anyone make about the Kyrie situation in years. So I think that summed it up perfectly.
Thank you, Jared. I'm this show isn't just like some hot take machine. We dive deep. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It's more Joe Rogan podcast.
We're all evolving every day.
Exactly. We take cold plunges. Don't worry about it. All right, Jared. Finally, this gets going. You will be there tonight. It should be fun. And hopefully we can talk to you again during the series if that would be possible.
That'd be great.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, Jared Weiss. Everyone read him in The Athletic. He's got a great article out now that I read that is up there. You should follow the Celtics when you get your Athletic subscription, and it's all right there for you. They super serve you there at The Athletic. Jared Weiss, we appreciate you're the best. Thank you.
All right, play some more Isley Brothers.
All right, that wasn't the Isley Brothers.
It was
but yes,
Seals and
it was
Croft.
Seals and Croft.
Oh, so close.
Well, okay. Well, I'll give it to you, Jared, because you did the show. All right, thank you, Jared. Appreciate it. All right, there you go. The great Jared Weiss.
Yeah, don't argue with him. He's
the
nice
great
enough to
Jared
come on.
Weiss.
It's a good call.
I don't know if I'll have the opportunity to do this again. So, Dan, I'm going to do this in the next 2 minutes.
What are you doing?
A listener sent me this article that I thought was very funny. The finals between your Edmonton Oilers don't get this lost because on off nights, I think it's every other night. Kind of, it sort of lines up like that with the NHL finals. I know there's more than one night off for the NBA, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I don't know if they play on the same night. Do they? They do not. Okay,
No.
good. So the Oilers are in it, right? So
Same
all of
network,
us are
yes.
gonna watch it, right? It's the same network. You guys are gonna check in on that, correct?
Occasionally, yeah.
Yeah, I would have watched it even if it were Dallas. You said you would tap out.
I would tap out if it was Dallas, Florida.
Okay.
I would have tapped out on it. But Oilers, Rangers would have been ideal, but just the Oilers being in it makes me want to watch it.
Yep.
And this is a strategic advantage. A listener sent this to me. This is an article from the Beaverton.com. Oilers plan to damage Florida Panthers' morale by forcing them to visit Edmonton. With the 2024 Stanley Cup Finals fast approaching, sources close to the Edmonton Oilers have confirmed that the team has a new strategy for victory, namely, hoping the Florida Panthers are too demoralized by the sight of Edmonton, Alberta, to play an effective game of hockey.
Good.
Coaches for the Oilers have outlined the ways that Edmonton, a city that required very little modification to serve as the post-apocalyptic wasteland in HBO's The Last of Us, may give the team a strategic advantage. Quote, we realized going to the playoffs that our best weapon wasn't our offense, our defense, or even Connor McDavid, said head coach Chris Knobloch.
Yes.
It's the fact that our city has such a bleak, featureless expanse of tundra that the Florida players will no longer be able to summon the physical or mental strength necessary to pick up a hockey stick after just 2 hours of wandering around the Bonnie Doon Mall.
Bonnie Doon Mall.
Really?
Yeah, I suppose that's something in Edmonton. But you know who loves Edmonton? Our own Jake DeBrusk.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get a call from Saugus, Mass. There's no way it's Tyler Faith, do you think?
Oh, sure. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be?
I heard she's engaged.
That's too bad.
You know. All right, there's great news coming out of the Lakers. J.J. Redick might very well be screwed. And now all the audio we have of him is fantastic. So let's get into it. He was just talking to someone yesterday, and now it seems like everything's crumbling underneath him, and I don't care for him, so this will be fun. All right, here are the headlines.
Sports Hub headlines.
Celtics play the Dallas Mavericks tonight at TD Garden in Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Grandy and Max begin our coverage with an expanded one-hour pregame show at 7:30 here on the BetMGM 98.5 The Sports Hub Celtics Radio Network. The tip-off follows at just after 8:30. Kristaps Porzingis will play tonight. Amid reports, J.J. Redick is the favorite for the job. ESPN is reporting this morning that the Lakers are preparing a massive contract offer for UConn head coach Danny Hurley. He is coming off back-to-back national championships. Patriots signed another draft pick yesterday, fourth-rounder Layden Robinson, and the Red Sox beat Atlanta 9-0 at Fenway Park yesterday. They visit the worst team in the majors tonight when they open up a four-game series in Chicago against the White Sox. Sports Hub headlines are brought to you by Rapid Flow Sewer and Drain Cleaning. They're hiring and part of Local 12 to give you the great retirement and healthcare benefits to grow your career. Visit RapidFlowINC.com. With Rapid Flow, one call solves it all. I'm John Wallach at Boston's Home for Sports, 98.5 The Sports Hub. Your next update at 9 o'clock.
Hold everything 98.5 The Sports Hub has to offer in the palm of your hand.
I need that.
Listen live. Get breaking news.
I need it.
Download the Sports Hub app.
Witness insurmountable deficits turn into unforgettable victories at the Travelers Championship, the Northeast one and only PGA Tour's signature event. Close by in Cromwell, Connecticut, watch Scotty Scheffler, Rory McIlroy, Victor Hovland, Patrick Cantlay, returning champion Keegan Bradley, and other PGA Tour stars, all 4 days of competition. Excitement tees off June 19th through the 23rd. For tickets and information, visit TravelersChampionship.com. The Travelers Championship, there is only one.
Why sit in traffic when you can take the train? Save time and money during the Cape Flyers Anniversary Celebration with $10 round trips from Boston to the Cape during the month of June. Learn more at capeflyer.com.
Hey, it's Felger here, reaching out to all you hardworking small business owners. You pour your heart and soul into your dreams, and it's time you had a financial partner who does the same. At Cambridge Savings Bank, your vision is their mission. They're eager to dive deep into understanding your business and ready to stand alongside you every step of the way toward success. Don't just take my word for it. Discover how CSB can contribute to your small business story. Visit CambridgeSavings.com/vision to learn more. See you at CSB, member FDIC.
At Builders First Source, we know how much work goes into each and every project, from early mornings to late evenings, sweltering heat to sub-freezing temperatures. Consistency is key. We're proud to maintain our long-standing relationships with our suppliers like Pella Windows and Doors. Pella offers the industry's longest warranty against wood rot and offers lifetime coverage for your Pella products as long as you own your home. Builders First Source and Pella will be there for you from day one until the job is done. National Lumber is a Builders First Source company.
40% of the male population is considered big and tall. 40%. Now imagine there was a place where those 40% could buy clothes that, wait for it, fit them. Crazy, right? At DXL, we make clothes for the big and tall man that fit. DXL. Wear what you want.
Hey, boss, we're almost ready, but I have 2 pieces of news. One bad and one really bad. Which one do you want to hear first?
Seriously? Okay, tell me the bad one first.
The grand opening is in 5 minutes, and a line of 100 people is already at the door.
Okay, we can handle that. And what's the really bad one?
The really bad news is that the internet keeps going down.
What? Oh, we need reliable internet.
Honey, it's just a bad dream. Wake up.
I had a nightmare. I couldn't open the cafe. The internet wasn't working.
Don't lose sleep over your business's internet. Get AT&T Internet Air for Business with easy setup today. Reliable nationwide internet with simple plans at low prices. So you can set it, forget it, and get back to business. And enjoy a good night's rest. Visit att.com/biz internet air today. AT&T Business.
Remember all those ads for $5.29 college savings plans when you were growing up? Of course you don't. That was for your parents to worry about. But what do you know? Now you're the parent, and you can already hear the footsteps of college fast approaching. So this time, you might want to pay attention, because you can use a $5.29 to pay for tuition, room and board, and other qualified expenses. And there's no minimum investment or annual fees. Start saving for their education with a tax-advantaged MIFA U-Fund college investing plan. Learn more at fidelity.com/UFund. U-Fund College Investing Plan is offered by MIFA and managed by Fidelity Investments. If you or the designated beneficiary is not a Massachusetts resident, you may want to consider before investing whether your state or the beneficiary's home state offers its residents a plan with alternate state tax advantages or other state benefits such as financial aid, scholarship funds, and protection from creditors. Units of the portfolios are municipal securities and are subject to market volatility. Fidelity Brokerage Services, LLC, member NYSE and SIPC.
Hey, Hoops fans, it's Thursday. Game 1 is tonight, and it's all-you-can-eat wings at Dave & Buster's. Watch all series long on their 43-foot TV and enjoy a brand-new menu. In Braintree, Natick, Woburn, Providence, and Manchester, New Hampshire, reserve your table for tonight's game at davidbusters.com.
Summertime is here, and we can all use a little extra cash for those vacations. 1 in 10 people have unclaimed property in Massachusetts, so visit findmassmoney.gov and see if you have money waiting for you.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
There's a good chance you won't be.
JJ, if they, as I'm sure you know, there's been like a pass-fail sort of all-or-nothing approach or perspective on this season. They either win it or they don't. It's been, pass-fail, for lack of a better term. If they were to not win the championship, why do you think it'll be?
If they don't win the championship, it'll be because the better team won.
Yeah, that's J.J. Redick from last week on Felger and Maz, who, by the way, didn't, go chase him down. They were offered J.J. Redick. They took J.J. Redick. They put him on the show. And I know Felger and Maz are negative and contrarians, but J.J. Redick came on and said that, which makes him a dick.
Well, and just to be fair, Fred, he said a lot more than that. We've played that clip a couple of times, but when asked to kind of expand on that and what he means, J.J. Redick said something to the effect of, I already told you why. I already did that. He was borderline evasive and obtuse.
No, he wasn't borderline evasive. He was evasive, obtuse. He was borderline
he wasn't cooperative.
Attacking.
Yeah, it was weird.
Yeah. He was almost angry. And the thing is this, is that you thought, oh, great. Well, he's obviously getting the Lakers job. It's being reported he's getting the Lakers job. In fact, John, he was on some podcast yesterday.
Golik's kid.
Oh, yeah. So everyone, you've already heard this, obviously.
Yes.
Because Bob Golick Jr. is a tremendous broadcaster. And here is what J.J. Redick had to say.
Is there any truth to the reports out? Is there any truth to the reports out?
Just talk like a human, you prick.
Is there any truth to the reports out there and just in general your interest in coaching in the future that's been brought up relative to the Los Angeles Lakers?
I would say this. My focus right now is on calling the NBA Finals. I am so fortunate that I'm in this position and I get to call these finals with Doris and Mike. And I mentioned the State Farm thing that I just did on YouTube. My day-to-day right now is consumed with calling games, the 19 different podcasts I feel like I have, my obligations to all of our partners. So my focus is on the NBA Finals. I will say that. In terms of Shams, that will be addressed once the season is over. So I'll just say that.
Ooh, stay tuned.
There you go. All right, will you just say that, you prick? Because guess what? Front page of ESPN, Lakers preparing massive offer to Hurley. The Los Angeles Lakers are targeting UConn's Dan Hurley as the franchise's next coach and are preparing a massive long-term contract offer to bring the back-to-back NCAA champion to the NBA. Hurley will take it in 10 seconds. The Lakers is a absolute gold standard job. You cannot turn that down. It's coaching the best of the best. It is indoctrinating yourself into the world of basketball. You are now at the mountaintop.
Yes, the Lakers, digging a little deeper on Woj's story, have already had preliminary contact with Hurley, and the sides are planning to escalate discussions in the coming days.
So if you're J.J. Redick, as I told, and got picked up by some industry people, he should have bowed out of the NBA Finals because Johnny's in a position now that he can't win. Because now, if he goes on and does his job normally as an analyst and says bad things about the players, it will hurt him as a coaching
candidate.
And if he goes on there and doesn't say anything and sucks at his job, it will make him a crappy
broadcaster.
JJ, your poetry. Let's hear it. Here's JJ Redick at Duke. Oh, no.
There's a good chance you won't be able to tell if this email is from a bank or if it's a scam. The best way to know if it's real?
Oh, yeah, that's not it.
They think that is probably the pre-roll to the video.
Yeah, Mikey Lockhart. Are you guys listening there? Mike Lockhart, the thing that you sent me is not the J.J. Redick poetry.
I think it's maybe got an
It's the pre-roll.
It's got the
It's the pre-roll of the
added
J.J. Redick thing. All right, but we have
But I want to hear more about that email. Is it a scam?
2005.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, sorry.
2005. I can't see what my future has in store, but I move forth with the strength of a condor, the courage of a warrior.
Redick has been writing poetry since junior high school. He says it's his escape.
A sharp thorn once cut my soul. The blood flowed. but no bandage would cover the wound. I asked the Lord, what am I to do? He said, son, I made the sky blue. The rain falls because of me. Leaves change colors on a fall tree. I was the inspiration to Martin Luther King. I'm the reason Ray Charles could sing. I've given strength to others through and through. And my son, I'll do the same to you.
Oh, I take it all back. He used the tree leaves changing metaphor.
He rhymed me with tree and then compared himself to Ray Charles and Martin Luther King.
Listen, if you want to write poetry, God bless you. Mary Carr, I love Mary Carr. She's a big poet, living poet. That sucked. That sucked. He said the Lord makes rain and the leaves on trees change. That is elementary school poetry. J.J. Redick is a prick. He was a prick at Duke. He was a prick when he played. He's a terrible broadcaster, and he acted like an ass and continues to act like an ass because he thought he was the cat who ate the canary with the Lakers job all tied up. And now it gives me great pleasure to know that he is reading these reports and going, oh. Now I'm just going to be some guy on ABC again, and now I'm going to have to go around and all these people that I acted so much better than, I'm going to have to go back and guess what? They're my peers. Now they're my peers again. Whoopsie-daisies. Stupid podcast. And by the way, good for you, JJ, if your future's in podcasting, to go on shows and suck royal, and that's really going to encourage people to tune into the old JJ Redick's a Prick podcast. I'm not going to say anything interesting. If I listen to the interview we did with Michael Gold Jr., if I listen to the interview we did with Felger and Maz, why would any of that make me want to ever hear one word he has to say about anything? Good job, Dick. You just lost it all. I'm glad Felger and Maz didn't hang up on him. Oh, please, Danny Hurley. And then the other best thing about it is now all the UConn fans have to go back to not caring.
No, he's the way that Woj worded that thing that I read. He's taking that. They're escalating discussions. The Lakers are going to put on the full court press and offer him an obscene amount of money.
John, you know as well as I do, if you're a basketball coach, you cannot turn down the Laker job if it's a big offer.
Right.
No, you cannot turn it down.
If you're Izzo, you can turn down the Cavaliers job. That one... I
Izzo was a little bit older too, and that was just because the Quicken Loans guy is a Michigan State alumni.
Yeah, look, if you're Mike Krzyzewski, by the way, it's 30 years ago that the Lakers offered Krzyzewski this same job, and he turned it down. But ultimately, I mean, Krzyzewski turned down the Celtics. He turned down the Lakers. You know, there are certain guys that understand what their place is and where they need to go. Danny Hurley is a college coach, but he wants to be in the NBA.
If you're a college coach and you are Danny Hurley and you're coaching at UConn, the way that NIL money is now, the way that the transfer portal is now, you can't set up a program like you used to.
No,
it's a pain in the ass.
You recruit
you have to take
year by year, and there's no such thing as building a program at the college level.
You are recruiting while the season is going on because you're recruiting the transfer portal. You're doing everything else.
1 year, the next year.
You're recruiting your own players, John. You have to keep your own players around.
I thought about this in college coaches before when you had to deal with just stuff with college kids, whether it was compliance. And I argue with Zoe about this. It's like, oh, they got, staffs, compliance officers. They don't care. That I said, it just seems like there's a lot of pain in the ass stuff that comes with being a college coach for football, basketball, whatever. But now you can multiply that with the NIL, with the transfer portal, all this other stuff. It's a totally different job now.
Talking to coaches, I can tell you this, is that before NIL and all this in the transfer portal, college coaching was way easier. It just was. Like
easier than college or easier than pros.
Yes,
I mean,
way easier than pros. Because Chuck Daly used to even say it. Chuck Daly used to say, "I've never had a fun day like coaching pros. The hours were way longer. There's way more maintenance. The players were harder to deal with. But now all the advantages of being a college coach have gone away because now you're dealing with young men who are entitled and can just leave whenever they want." And also, there's things that are out of your control, like the amount of money you can give them. So now it's just a mess. So Danny Hurley is taking that Laker job. There's no way he's not. If he loves basketball, there's no way he's not taking that job.
Now, does it sadden you, Fred, that J.J. Redick gets wind of this early enough to where he turns it around and he starts really putting all his efforts in and being critical during his broadcast, and he can put together some good broadcasts?
That's something to listen for tonight.
So
that is something to listen for. How he broadcasts this game.
Yeah, if he thinks he's out of the running for that Lakers job,
it'll be very obvious very quickly. Yes.
You start saying some stuff.
Yeah,
might be good.
I just got a text from a friend. He says, "I'm sure Hurley loves the 1-hour bus ride to Hartford for home games. It's it's real glamorous."
Yeah.
All right, very good. We'll be back in just a moment.
Stay tuned for
Hey, we are Toucher and Hardy. We're brought to you by FanDuel Sportsbook. Make every moment more with FanDuel. You can watch us on YouTube every morning. Search 98.5 The Sports Hub on YouTube. Nick leaves the camera on during breaks, so you can see that. LeBron James said Joe Mazzulla was a genius, and then he was talking about our own Kyrie Irving, who John believes has not changed. He believes that humans are incapable of growth. That means that once you've made a mistake, you are forever that person.
Yeah, I was really surprised to hear Wallach's take on that. Yeah, he's very closed-minded about that. I think he's probably really unforgiving in his personal and professional life. He just feels that people are incapable of growth and evolution.
And if we're not constantly evolving, what's the point of life?
Are you an evolution denier? Where'd you fall on the Scopes monkey trial? What do you think of Inherit the Wind?
I don't know what that is.
You don't know Inherit the Wind?
No, Scopes monkey trial.
Clarence Darrow, William Jennings Bryan. This is a landmark case.
Okay, what is it?
The Scopes monkey trial. This was a school teacher in the South who wanted to teach evolution. He wanted to teach Darwin, and he was taken to court for it.
Okay.
Yeah, it
was like Florida now.
The criminal charges brought against him.
I see.
And they brought in none other than Clarence Darrow to defend him, and I believe William Jennings Bryan was the prosecutor.
Wow.
And it was all about evolution, John, which you
I'm not a denier of evolution.
Feels like you are.
Okay.
John turned his back. If you're just listening, John turned his back on religion at a very young age.
If you just joined us.
If you're just popping in, there are a lot of people in town that aren't usually here. I'm sure they're here.
So
give me that 30-second background on Wallach.
John grew up, young Jewish boy, went to Camp Young Judea, where there was Friday Night Seders. There was everything
6-week
else.
summer camp, the whole...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean
the whole schmear.
Well put,
as your people would say.
The whole kid and caboodle.
Your former people
would say. And then I, of course, married a Jewish woman and had kids that, by the rules of God, would be Jewish because they came from a Jewish woman, regardless of my religion. And as the show was evolving, I realized, wait a second, I know way more about Judaism than John Wallach. And then I said, John Wallach has kids. And I said, when was the bris, John? And he said, there was no bris. And I went, oh. And he goes, yeah.
Oh, no.
He goes, I turned my back on my religion. And that maybe is informing your take on Kyrie Irving and that you have really no purpose in your life. You don't believe that there's kind of an evolution to it.
I wondered how you were going to connect that, but yeah.
I was really wondering how that was going to happen.
Is your first wife Jewish?
No.
He has you know what he loves? Goyim.
Oh.
Big butts and Goyim. That's what he likes.
Chicks appeal.
Yeah. That's one side of the T-shirt. That's the other side.
Okay.
It was funny. My daughter had a friend in the car, and she's like, had a boyfriend, and I'm like, oh, are you going to marry him? I was kidding around. She's like, no, he's not Jewish. I said, oh, very good. She's like, my parents would kill me. I said, you're in 7th grade.
Wow.
All
right.
It was like the opposite of John. It was someone that had taken faith and really held on to it.
Understand what that means.
I mean, John, I got news for you. We're here entirely to evolve as humans. Okay? Here's LeBron James talking about Kyrie Irving.
Listen, I will call Kyrie the Wizard all the time.
Ooh, what an original nickname. Will you call him the Wizard? Just like whom, John?
The Wizard of Westwood, John Wooden.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
The Wizard, Ozzie Smith.
Oh, yes, of course.
Listen, I will call Kyrie the Wizard all the time. Like, all the time. Like, there was nothing on the basketball floor that Kyrie couldn't do. And sitting here watching it, I'm playing like so happy and so proud and to watch him and continue his growth or whatever the case may be. And at the same time, I'm so mad at the same time that I am not his running mate anymore.
Yeah, you are mad because you can't take it that basketball is going on without you. He needs to insert himself into every story. And by the way things ended in Cleveland was that LeBron James ran that team, and he wanted Paul George, and he wanted Cleveland to trade Kyrie for Paul George. Kyrie found out about it, and then Kyrie said, well, I want to get traded. I don't want my – and I'll give Kyrie this. I don't know if he was a problem there or not, but if I found out that there was a player running the team and that player wanted me out, I go, all right, I want out of here. I don't want LeBron James dictating my career.
Yeah, not just any player, but a player who does have that kind of sway.
Oh, sure, yeah, like the guy. If there is a player running this team and he doesn't want me around, I want out of here.
Right. If Kevin Love wanted him out, go screw. I'm not leaving.
Yeah, exactly. It would have to be Kyrie Irving.
You're saying the Wizard chose to disappear, Fred?
Hey! All right, kids, here it is. This potato's going to run a clock. How? I don't know. Just put the wires in the potato. Jesus Christ. Always why? Kid, rub this balloon on your head. Why, Mr. Wizard? Because I said so. Stick it on your effing shirt. Mr. Wizard, why? Why is it sticking to me? God, the same God that made my friend blow up in Nam. Created static electricity. That's Angry Mr. Wizard, a character from BCN. Thank you for playing the Mr. Wizard theme. I didn't know that would happen. Mr. Wizard, I have a potato and a clock. Yeah. How do I make it run? You know what that clock says? Another second before was 6 feet under. You know where there were no clocks? In the jungle.
Mr.
Just
Wizard,
sweet opium.
Mr. Wizard, why is it so hot in the jungle, Mr. Wizard?
Because they're everywhere, hunting you like prey. The enemy. All right, here we go.
So I'm like, I just remember those times. And back to what you were saying, JJ, like JJ
Redick, who is not going to be the coach of the Lakers, despite him acting insufferable about it, which is great. It made me very happy this morning as that news broke that it will be indeed Danny Hurley, the new coach of your Los Angeles Lakers. And JJ Redick now will have, after he's driven everyone away from his dumb podcast, will have to sit there and eat it.
To have a guy like Kyrie Irving as the ultimate wild card, that's like having
that would be Charlie Day.
It's like having a draw four in your hand every time someone deals you cards in Uno.
I didn't know that was in there. He's so dumb. He's so uneducated. It's really something else.
Tell me again how you
He
play
barely
chess.
had to go to high school, Fred.
Tell me again how you
go
be
to
a
college.
great chess player.
He's
when the
behind the
best
eight ball.
metaphor, the best analogy you could draw is Uno, a game that my 13-year-old hasn't been interested in playing in 5 years.
Yeah, my kids bagged out of Uno. Once they hit middle school, there was no more Uno playing.
Oh, God. He is priceless.
That's why that's why he's always on that first page of that book. It's like in Chutes and Ladders, you know, like when and losing Kyrie was like hitting the ladder and sliding down like 5 boxes.
Oh my God.
I will call Kyrie the Wizard.
Oh, would you? Yeah, no one's ever done that before. It's original. I'm going to call him the GOAT.
It's like having a draw four in your hand every time someone deals you cards in Uno.
I had no idea what he meant when he said draw 4. I thought he was going to say like gin or like bridge or something, and then he went Uno.
Yep.
You're right, John. It's not his fault. He really didn't have to go to school.
Seriously. Barely went to high school.
And you could be like the smartest guy in the world, but when you're talking all the time, still come off ignorant because you just don't have any
that experience.
Yeah, just no experience.
Yeah, you were a professional basketball player when a lot of kids have serious growth between 18 and 21 going to college.
But you can self-educate.
Play a lot of chess.
Sure you do.
Not in real life.
That's great, too. I forgot about that.
Mike, if you can make one out of Uno, or Hardy, if you can make one in the future out of Uno.
It's like having a draw 4 in your hand every time someone deals you cards in Uno.
Actually, a lot of people have told me you should play chess. Because you'll be great. I've never played chess, but in my mind.
You know what? I don't think he'd be good at chess.
You don't think so?
No.
Play a lot of chess. I've never played chess. Not in real life.
You know, me and AD were playing Candyland, and everyone came around, and they're like, you're the best. And I was like, yeah, I know. And they're like, you'd be good at nuclear physics. Can you imagine the gambling on that plane? Like, you could trick them at war. Like, are you sure 4 is bigger than 3? All right.
You want to bet? All right. I'm thinking of a number. Guess.
Yeah, exactly.
4.
3-card
No,
money.
it was 5. You owe me $1,000.
Oh, man.
You
You're
always
good.
win.
You always win.
A draw 4 in Uno.
I bet you LeBron has a favorite color. Like at your first date, he's like, what's your favorite color?
Yeah.
Mine is blue.
God bless him.
Man, oh, man.
Do you want to hear what Kyrie had to say about LeBron's comments?
No.
Okay.
No,
Not really.
Kyrie comes off like well. Kyrie's smart. I mean, Kyrie comes off well. I think that he.
Did you see what LeBron said yesterday?
Yeah, I did. Is that the first question?
Yes, it is.
Oh God,
and it's
gotta
not
love
even,
this.
I mean, we
gotta
know
love this, man.
that obviously. How do you react to that?
I mean, I have a great reaction. You know, it's appreciated. There's a lot of gratitude there as well. You know, obviously, I'm in a different age, different place in my life. You know, so was he, and I think we've both been able to mature and really appreciate what we got a chance to accomplish. I think there were some things that got in the way of our relationship when I was a little bit younger, and now that I'm able to vocalize how I feel as a man and be comfortable in it and stand on my square and my beliefs and where I'm coming from, you know, I feel like our relationship is different because of that now.
It's like having a draw 4 in your hand every time someone deals you cards in Uno.
Did you hear him? He said, stand on my square.
Actually, a lot of people have told me you should play chess.
Okay, John, I will ask you this: if you don't think Kyrie Irving is, do you think he's smarter than LeBron?
Probably.
Okay, because I was going to say if you have a gun to your head.
Probably
and there
he
was
is.
one problem that
Yes.
had to be solved.
No,
and you had a choice between LeBron James and
Kyrie will
Irving.
take you about 8 different directions before getting there, but he will get there. LeBron won't.
See, Kyrie has done misguided and dumb things, but I at least think he's a seeker of some kind. Like, I will say that.
He's been a rebel without a clue for a long time.
Fair enough, but at least he's consuming something.
Yeah, okay, fair. All right.
He's
that part of the argument you're right about.
Yeah,
yes.
He's not. I don't think he's sitting there fiddling around with Candyland.
No.
And reading the first
My
page of
teammates,
books.
every time after the game, they're like, dang, you got another
Draw 4 in your hand, Uno.
Alex Einlein wants to talk about congestion pricing in New York City.
Oh, really? Oh, I can't turn that down.
Perhaps that is for the Glenn Beck show. Glenn Beck, who I'll be meeting tomorrow.
Hey! That's
When
right.
I
You're
am
going to Hofstra.
broadcasting from Hofstra University, ladies and gentlemen.
Tell me the campus is locked up tight in the morning, right?
I have a map that I can hand a Uber driver and say, here's a map. And they'll go, get out. So if I'm not here at 6, it's not because I got drunk or something.
We don't do maps. You have to put in an address.
Exactly. That's how it works, sir. And I will say, I don't know what to tell you. The engineer gave me a map.
Enjoy Hempstead, Fred. It's beautiful at that time of day.
And the best news is I'll be by myself. And then tonight having dinner with strangers, which is fun.
But you're dressed well. So at least you got that going for you.
Yeah, and the fact that I don't drink will make things a lot easier, too.
Those 3-hour dinners are fun when you're not drinking. aren't they?
Exactly, and everyone else is. It's going to be a lot of fun. Not that it will be a temptation because that's over, but the it's not as fun to sit
boring.
around for 3 hours.
It's boring.
When you're not under the influence. And people that are under the influence aren't as charming as they were when you were one of them. It gets just to be kind of annoying at a certain point. All right, we'll be back with the email segment.
You're listening to Toucher and Hardy on the
No, I got an idea for a bit. The email bit. We should do the email. It's a great idea. Let's do the email bit.
Hey, we're Toucher and Hardy. You can reach out to us, Hardy at 985thesportshub.com, JON at 985thesportshub.com, Toucher at 985thesportshub.com. I'm also on Instagram at Fred Toucher. I'm reading this because Hardy will enjoy it. Dear Mr. Toucher, I was thrilled to hear you mention that you'll be spending a day at Long Island's largest private university.
Hofstra.
Hofstra's radio station, RHU 88.7 FM, is actually one of the best, if not the best, college radio stations in the country. The station won its third Marconi Award in 2019. There will be cats roaming around campus. They are very cute, but usually scared of humans. Just like Tyler Milliken's cousin. The school spends a lot of money on beautifying the campus with flowers. Please do not kick any flowers or you will get heavily fined. If you need to do something you don't want to be seen doing, simply head over to the intramural fields after the sun goes down. Many students will use this area to smoke cannabis and do other recreational drugs, as well as engage in amorous activities such as coitus or fellatio. And then he goes, if you need to use the bathroom for number 2, I highly recommend the bathrooms beneath the student center. They're typically never used, quite clean and private.
Oh.
I know every spot on that campus where you can find a good, clean toilet. They've saved me many times. So there you go. I have a place to make duty. And speaking of which, we've been very intellectual today going back in time.
Speaking of which, excuse me. What?
Yeah, speaking of which, excuse me, as I am polite. Someone sent me this. This is from a fancy thing, it's called like public domain. It's a big art collective.
Okay.
And there are these French engravings from the 1600s called "The Games of Pleasures of Childhood." There are 50 engravings depicting various children's games. Would anyone like to? We just heard about Uno from LeBron James. Does anyone care to guess on what children's games were in 1657 in France? Anyone care to guess?
Parcheesi.
Uno.
The game of fart in the face. This is an engraving from 1657 that in French is entitled "The Game of Fart in the Face." And battle, which is fighting with fists.
That's good stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And one more. This is from our friend Tim. Hello, Fred. And I guess this is a complaint about Dan O'Brien.
Yeah, good.
How did you not play the breaking news clip before Tyler Milliken's cousin's new drop today? Also, you really let that lunatic enter your home alone? That's really blowing the rafters of my mind.
Oh, very good.
He goes back to the song that Tyler Milliken's cousin made. Was so nice to play for us today.
Yeah, we'll get a chance to. We should probably play it one more time today because it mentions Thursday night. So we'll get to that a little bit later. There was a song we put. There was something we played yesterday, Fred, when we were going down the Al Cole rabbit hole.
Yeah.
And to that end, RC emailed me. He said, when I came home today, I told my wife, "I'm blessed by your hunger." Her response was for me to go F myself.
My heaven, my angel, I'm blessed by your hunger.
Okay, I will. And when I do, I'll be thinking of you.
This email got sent to John first.
You are my breath.
But then got sent to all of us. It's a question for John. This person is thinking about Brazilians and what they're known for. He said, are Wallach's dreams of one day being smothered by a certain type of Brazilian woman and her attributes? Did you choose to live in the city you live in preparation for another marriage falling apart? What? Oh, because there's a lot of Brazilians in your town. Is that right?
No,
he was
next town over.
Oh,
he sent another email following that.
Oh, that was the one. That's right. It was Framingham is next.
However, he was sitting in Jack's Abbey, which is a great place to go in Framingham.
Yeah, I got an email about where I was yesterday. It is from, I got rid of it, but it said, were you at Buff's yesterday? And I was at Buff's with my daughter.
This is from Kevin. I have the email here.
Go ahead.
3 questions. First, he said, I hear Fred was at Buff's Pub last night. 1, are those the best wings in Boston?
Correct.
Yes. 2, what's the go-to order there?
I just get buffalo wings and onion rings, and then I like their honey mustard dressing, so I'll get the garden salad, but it's not much of a salad.
Honey hot tenders with fries. That's the go-to.
That's because you're 4.
Okay.
Go ahead. The
Very
bones are too much for you.
3, how's the service?
Tenders.
The service was very good.
Honey hot tenders, they're excellent.
And if you want to see Tuukka Rask, look no further than Buffs. Tuukka Rask is almost there every single night. If you want to see Tuukka Rask, if you're a huge Tuukka Rask fan, look no further than Buff's Pub, located in the Circle of Death, as you get off I-90 or the Pike in the Newton Brighton exit. And right there it is, across the street from the hotel where I heard used to be a place where ladies of the night would be, because you didn't need a key to ride up on the elevator. That was information I got this week.
Interesting.
Okay.
That when your prostitutes like hotels, obviously, that do not require a key to get up to the floor that you're on. Yes,
we used to have an account there for snowstorms. Many a night in the bar there.
Yeah, but I think now they might require keys.
Different name, different ownership.
Yeah, that's about 2 ownership. That place has flipped a lot.
There was a hotel in Newton. We might have discussed this on the air. There was a hotel in Newton that I used to take my kids to the pool at. I liked the hotel, and they had like a nice restaurant in there, but they had what they call the prostitute problem. What I would call is a prostitute gift. And then once that opened my eyes, I looked around and I went, oh yeah.
That one was close to the highway too.
That was close to the highway, and there was a lot of pretty younger women with a lot of old men, and I went, okay, this makes sense, and good for those guys to just go to a hotel probably right around where they lived and just be openly with a prostitute. There was just because you want to have drinks before. That's good for them.
Yeah,
why not?
Hardy, Cubba-Dubba-Doo in Vegas this week.
Cubba-Dubba-Doo.
Need your expertise. This is something I get asked a lot, so I'm just going to throw it out there in 10 seconds. Friday
you
is
put a 20 between your license and the credit card, and you get a big suite.
No, it doesn't work. Friday is opened up for golf. What would your recommendations be for a public course? If you're on the Strip, Bally High, it's close. It's a convenient.
It's a high school?
No, yes, Bally High, H-I-G-H. No, as in Bally High will find you.
Yes.
Las Vegas National, about 5 minutes off the Strip, or drive 30 minutes up north, go to Paiute, 54 holes. They're great. There you go. Those are your 3.
This from Matt. Good morning. Thought you'd like to know that Milliken's cousin has a hit with his follow-up Celtics tune. To quote my 6-year-old this morning, I like this one because it kind of rhymes.
Banner 18 makes me feel fine, blowing through the rafters in my mind.
And if you didn't hear, Tyler Milliken's cousin was in here, and he was wearing a crucifix he got at his communion, along with an Italian chain that his father gave him. And he wears that outside of his shirt.
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, I'm not a jewelry person. I kind of follow the advice I got from Esquire magazine many years ago when it comes to men's jewelry, and their advice was 1 ring, 1 watch, you're done. That's it. That's what you get to wear jewelry-wise if you're a man.
And here comes Tyler Milliken. Are you going to say hello to your cousin?
Are they
just walked right by the door
at the same time? I mean,
I don't think they're close.
No, they're not close at all. They're about as close as the Red Sox are to winning the world.
Banner 18 makes me feel fine.
I don't talk to my cousin, even though we're in the same building. It's kind of sad. Tyler Milliken's cousin, why don't you like Tyler?
I don't know.
And why is Tyler Milliken not wearing a chain? Has he not received one from Italy?
I thought they were Greek.
The Millikens? I don't think it matters where they're from. I just think that when one is in Italy, you buy the biggest chain you can find and just wrap it around your neck.
For all the cousins?
No, it was his dad that bought it, so it would be Tyler Milliken's uncle or like second uncle. I don't know how this whole thing works. Once you get past first cousin, I'm kind of lost on how that all works.
Yeah.
And Tyler Milliken's cousin thought they might be third cousins, which I'm not positive is related. Third cousin seems like that's everyone, right? especially since we all came from Adam and Eve.
Hey, we're all related, Fred.
In some way.
See the people hanging in the bar in the evening on a Thursday night. Woo! A little light is shining off the parquet lets me know everything's alright. Banner 18 makes me feel fine, blowing through the rafters in my mind.
I can't believe the series is starting tonight already.
See the Celtics driving to the baseline, fans chanting, "We want one more."
Lauren Wally just stood up
north end, down the tunnel and across the floor. Banner 18 makes me feel fine, blowing through the rafters in my mind.
I think we might have just.
Banner 18 makes me feel fine, blowing through the rafters in my mind.
I think that song might have served as an olive branch between Tyler Milliken and his cousin, because Tyler Milliken was just smiling and nodding his head as if, yeah. And I'm not making that up. He was just bopping along with it.
Yeah. But then he's going to ruin it. He's going to say something like, yeah, my cousin's got bars. He's going to drop some, the hipster kid lingo on me.
Yeah.
And ruin it.
The worst is when comedians now are saying it.
Oh.
It's like
during the Tom Brady roast, and then we're talking about each other afterward and bending over backwards to service each other about their bars. Oh, stop it.
Matt, quickly. Matt, go ahead.
That Tyler Milliken's cousin who shares my name, what a lovely young man. I've been speaking to him this morning, and I need to give our favorite Celtics reporter a pass. That was covered 2 years later by the Isley brothers. So Seals and Croft did it.
Oh, okay.
Matt?
Yeah, Seals and Croft did it in 72. Isley's did it in 74. So that's why he said that.
Interesting.
Dan, please, because I will be flying this afternoon. Could
Where?
you craft a letter to Long Island, to Hofstra University? Could you please, I never look forward to a trip more, craft a letter to Jared Weiss with our apologies, if you would, as dictated by Fred. Here we go. Jared, stop. Fred Toucher here, stop. Thank you so much for the appearance. Stop. During your appearance, there was some confusion over the origins of our Tyler Milliken Cousins cover song, which was done to the tune of Summer Breeze. Stop, new paragraph. It has come to our attention from a caller named Matt, full stop, that it was also covered by the Isley brothers. So you were as correct as we were, even though we were kind of more right because Seals and Croft did it first. Or whatever the hell band. Seals and Croft. There you go. Warmest regards, Fred.
All in my mind.
I could go without hearing this again today. All right, we'll be back with the stack. Here are the headlines.
Blowing through the jasmine in my mind.
Sports Hub headlines. Stack on Toucher and Hardy.
Every minute is a minute closer to this crap. Go ahead.
To what?
He's going to Hofstra, John.
He is?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's going to do a thing.
I didn't mean to throw
You're
that at you.
broadcasting somewhere else tomorrow?
Yeah. I apologize. I'm not saying it because it's something I'm excited for. I tend to it's a mental problem of mine. I tend to obsess on things that I'm not looking forward to.
Well,
it's the cause of anxiety is that you depression is focusing on the past, anxiety is focusing on the future, and I'm focused on the future, and it's something I don't want to do, and it's just been bothering me. It's not giving me anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
It's just bothering me. Because, I'll get in today. I got to go from LaGuardia to Long Island, which is
Always
a pain
a
in the
joy,
ass. And by the way,
yes.
I'm paying for all this myself.
It's always
So
a
it's
joy
not
going
like
from LaGuardia.
It's not like the car service is coming to pick me up and they're like paying me to go. They got me the hotel. So I go to this hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and then and I can't say the hotel now because of all the crazy hippie people that are threatening to kill me. So I'm not even saying the hotel. And then I broadcast from. I swear to God, I normally would just tell you the hotel, but now I don't want to, because of the people threatening to kill me.
Four Seasons.
Yeah. Let's put it this way. No. It's fine. It's not bad. It's fine.
Are you far away from your
I
place
haven't
of-
done that. I've just done how far it is from LaGuardia.
Okay.
And then I go to broadcast from Hofstra University, which I don't mind. But then I got to go to this conference, and my flight tomorrow is not till late because my agent told me to make it late. So I have you got to check out of the hotel at 11. So I got to take all my stuff to the show, do the show, go over to this conference. Then I'm done at like 11:30. And now I got to knock around this conference that I have no interest in with my suitcase and backpack and just kill time until I got to go back to LaGuardia.
Maybe your agent will take you out to lunch or something. At
You
least
think?
she can do.
You think? She's
Sure.
taking me to dinner with other people. Too.
But, I mean, this is like after you are done hosting your fireside chat, a little pat on the back. Hey, Fred, why don't we go to lunch and then I'll drop you at the airport?
Oh, I'm not hosting Fireside Chat.
What- my point
it's
is
the
this is-
Fireside Chat is I'm being grilled with questions.
You have to be there. After your previously scheduled appearance, she will take you and go, you know what? Let me take you out to lunch. A nice pat on the back for showing up.
Anyone who says I don't work hard, eggs on your face. I'm out there for us guys, for all of you.
Sure,
I'm doing this.
I don't think we get anything out of this.
Oh yeah, you do. Well, when Radio Inc. puts a big story about the Toucher and Hardy show in your faces and lights, we'll see who doesn't like it.
Okay, the egg will be on my face then. Let's start with some trouble for Dan O'Brien, who normally is keeping it awesome, what with Dan the Wagon Man and all, but this is the other Dan O'Brien.
Kids, if you want to get into radio, look no further than Dan O'Brien, who spent his career in radio. He has two side businesses. One is a DJ business, and the other one is renting wagons at his home in Maine.
Why is that thing not on, Dan? Oh,
Oh, he just gave us business cards. Dan the Wagon Man.
Okay, well, this is more important.
Thank
than
you.
having the
Oh, look at
soundboard
that.
up on the board. Good.
Color and everything. Check you out. Nice.
York Beach, Maine. DanTheWagonMan.com.
I like it.
I question the expense of making these cards.
I question
Not
the
exactly raised lettering.
the quality of the card stock.
Yeah, not
Did you make
much.
these yourself?
Nice.
You know he made them himself.
Wow. What do you mean the quality of the card stock? What? Talk to my CFO. We don't
You
have
never saw American Psycho? This
budget.
won't fly.
money going out. There's no money coming
It's one
in.
of the great scenes.
It really is.
Dan the Wagon Man.
Daily, weekly, monthly, York Beach, Maine.
All right, so there you go.
All right.
But what's going on?
The other Dan O'Brien from the Dan O'Brien Auto Group apparently is being accused of submitting hundreds of fraudulent retail delivery reports for vehicles that hadn't actually been sold to customers. Now, why would they do that? To get sales incentives. What type of lawsuit is it? It's a federal lawsuit filed in New Hampshire. Dan O'Brien Auto Group and its top management submitted hundreds of fraudulent retail delivery reports that cars that hadn't actually been sold. They are accusing the dealerships of shuffling inventory around to mask the purported deception.
Yeah, but I'm saying that True Coat, you don't get it. You get oxidation problems.
Yeah, that's right. And with the lot counts and everything
He
else.
says I can knock $100 off that True Coat.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Federal, not good.
Was that the backdrop of
my
Fargo?
boss.
Is that why you murdered the guy? Because he was screwing around his dealership?
I'll talk to my boss.
Yeah. I believe he wanted his wife dead. He needed money. He just
Okay.
needed money. And in order to get some money, he submitted, I think, claims on cars that hadn't actually been sold, something or other. But they never really explored why he needed the money in the first place. He was already in big money trouble before he tried to have his wife bumped.
I know you're going to find this hard to believe, but I only saw Fargo once. No, don't kill me. I apologize.
That's okay.
Thank you.
I mean, I was always kind of bothered by the fact that
Heck, if you wanna play games here, I'm working with you on this thing here. But okay, I'll do a damn lot count.
Sir, right now?
Yeah, right now. You're darn tootin'. So damn important to you.
I'm sorry, sir.
What the?
Oh, you can't.
Is that where he goes outside and starts whacking the car over the top with
No,
the brush?
no. That's when the father-in-law turns him down on his parking lot deal.
Oh, all right.
By the way, defense attorney who's representing Dana O'Brien Auto Group said the accusations are false and what the dealership did is perfectly legitimate. So,
I believe MC Hammer once wrote a song about it.
He said, "I'm too legitimate to stop rapping." Too legitimate.
And he got the whole Atlanta Falcons team to do it with him. Andre Rison and Deion Sanders.
Did you mention TJ Maxx earlier on the show today?
I did. My daughter and I'd never been in a TJ Maxx. My daughter and I were on Needham Street in Newton, and we had time to kill. So we walked into a TJ Maxx, and I was blown away by the amount of floral blouses.
Yes. Lots of blouses, lots of point-of-purchase items at TJ Maxx.
Oh, I bought a candle, a lavender candle. Don't think I didn't.
Did you buy a travel manicure set complete with nail clippers, toe clippers, little scissors that I'm not sure what those are for?
No.
Tweezers?
No,
all that
I'm
stuff?
knee-deep in clippers. I got them all over the house. Don't worry.
Apparently, hourly retail security workers are now wearing police-like body cameras at TJ Maxx stores. TJ Maxx, Marshalls, Home Goods.
Oh, I go to Home Goods. Like they're all owned by the same umbrella.
Home Sense and Home Goods are the same company too, aren't they? Which seems weird.
I go to Home Goods because when one is in a divorcee's condo, one goes to Home Goods and has to purchase everything that you once had.
Well,
it's very sad. I got everything on the menu, but it was like leaving Las Vegas when he goes in the liquor store. I was like bopping around. I was with my daughter, and I'm like, all right, we need 2 pans. We need silverware. We need a brush for the sink. Like,
hey, we need a toilet brush. Never had to buy.
Yeah.
I haven't had to buy one of these in 20 years.
You need a toilet brush, but why not get the toilet brush plunger combo? But we'll need 2, one for the basement, because my dad, and then one for the upstairs. Here we go, Zo. It was pretty cool. I had like 2 carts full of stuff. And it's not that like overly expensive, so you get it. You get the Home Goods.
Well, they're not worried about their employees. They're using this for the apparently insane number of shoplifters that they have to deal with in these stores. So body cameras for their employees and, yes, the hourly security workers.
If I work at TJ Maxx and I see someone shoplifting, my incentive to stop them is based solely on if they were a dick to me or not. Like, if they just had left me alone and I see them shoplifting, I don't have no incentive to stop them.
If you're just like a clerk of some kind?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not security? Sure.
Yeah, like even if I was security, I don't. Yeah, maybe I'd
You'd
do
be a
it.
terrible security guard, Fred. You'd just be the worst.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's shown up by all the times I've not gotten the gig. I've tried to be overnight security a lot.
By the way, Beavis and Butthead, the return of Beavis and Butthead is now returning again for season 3. Have you watched any of the new Beavis and Butthead?
Yeah, it's pretty good. But what I'm more fascinated by is the SNL sketch of Beavis and Butthead that has gone like insane. Like there's oral histories of it that they wanted to do it like 5 years ago. It's not like in itself like a bad sketch. If you don't know, it's Kenan Thompson and I forget the woman's name, and they're talking about AI, and it's supposed to be like a serious talk show. and Ryan Gosling looks like Beavis. He has prosthetics on and a pompadour, and he looks like Beavis. And then Kenan Thompson goes, "Oh, that looks like Beavis. Can you move him?" And they move him, and he goes next to a guy that looks like Butthead. Like, so there you go. That's the skit. It's not bad. And they break, like everyone breaks in it, which everyone loves.
Oh, yeah.
And but as Saturday Night Lights Kids go, and I like Saturday Night Live, as Saturday Night Lights Kids go, that is like a 5, like on a scale of 1 to 10. Like, it's nothing overly special. And there's some that don't.
But it's Ryan Gosling.
I saw The Fall Guy.
Someone recommended that to me last night. Should I go see it in the theater?
Okay, here's the deal. I took my 13-year-old daughter to The Fall Guy. We went to The Fall Guy. She goes like, "Oh, I wanted to see something else." I go, "Just let's see." Left it. Both of us said, that was not a bad way to spend an early evening.
Appropriate for a 13-year-old?
Yeah, even like if you're not me, yes, it's appropriate for the 13-year-old.
Thank you for the qualifier and not making me ask.
Safe travels, Fred. Where are you
There's
going
no
again?
nudity and not a preponderance of swearing. He hates that I've talked about it, but I'm dreading it. I thought you would like. Don't people like when someone doesn't want to do something and have to do it anyway?
Yes.
As long as you don't have to hear about it.
Anyway, I wish you safe travels, Fred. Enjoy your trip.
Hardy, you can't say Hardy doesn't make fun of me. He makes
No.
No, you cannot say that. All right, we
Talk
will
to you tomorrow.
Hopefully, unless the plane goes down, or one of these hippies goes and kills me. All right, that'll do it for us, everyone. It's awful announcing's fault if that happens. All right, everyone, have a great day. Bye. I'm going to Hofstra University. Bye.
Toucher and Hardy, 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Cat's Eye Cats go.